Witch. It's Brian with Fix Past Games. We got two. Starting off today with two raid bosses down, going into heroic. Gonna be some fun stuff. Fun stuff. And the Horde War effort.
You break it, you buy it.
Let's see here. Let's see if Deep Sea Satan's going for anything. Get some money going. Always need to finance our adventures. Ooh, you're going for like 30 a pop. Hot dog.
Hey, do you guys know how to remove glyphs?
Glyphs are still in the game?
I think you just put the new one over it. Could be wrong.
No, if I just want to then remove it without putting anything over.
Ugh, I'm not sure.
Were you trying to
Oh,
get back
Google.
a glyph?
Hola.
Hello.
Goblin
I
products
am
are built.
here today.
It's just cyber.
About damn time.
Well, see, let me tell you the story.
She better be fine as hell.
This stuff
Nope,
sells.
I ran out of weed and I fell asleep early.
God
Lame.
damn it.
There has to be some high grade weed. You sharing?
It is high grade, and I'm not sharing because I don't have enough.
It really is.
I'm not sharing my purple kush. Yeah.
I have wedding cake cookies and bubble gum.
No.
I got plenty of weeds in the backyard.
But I think I must say the wedding cake cookies are my favorite.
Toss out invites and just.
Oh, hey guys.
How's all you doing?
Except
I think somebody's mic is on, and it sounds like they're dry humping it.
Yeah, I think they'll just let you guys clear out all the trash and get ready, and then when you're at the Fed Devour, then I'll join.
I'll do that as well. Thank you.
You know, I like
Laser.
killing trash and stuff, but I actually like looting the boss a lot better.
Don't we all?
Ain't trash gotta loot.
Besides, you know, paladins are pretty much royalty around here, so I can get away with it.
Ha!
Don't we have like a million of you fuckers?
You motherfuckers. Got too many of you.
Now I wish I had prison trap to use on Pallies.
Does the amount to reforge ever stop climbing?
Yes. It resets after a while.
It's after 72 hours.
Good God Almighty, it's like ridiculous.
Where the fuck are all my healers?
Hang on just a second.
Never fear, bum is here.
I'll go heal.
Oh yeah, I'm like right next to them.
Those are garbage.
Probably should hop on the.
Let's check that. Alright. Gonna put you up
Cheeky and
for
Bloom are the only belong.
20 and
Where
10.
is Ray next?
Oh, Rivarian's
out.
on.
Varian's here.
We'll get in here.
Novik's normally late, so I will expect him on. Ryden will probably not be on tonight.
No, he posted. He's not gonna be on.
Yeah. Missing Holy Prince.
Didn't Lesnichi want to raid?
Yeah, he's gonna be on at 9:30.
Okay.
He sent me a message. He has the kids all day today, so he's gotta go. Alright, whoever said for me to wait, can I invite you now? Because Dastard's coming on. So you better get in here.
Hey, Shake, I still don't have an invite.
Says you're in raid combat.
Invite me again. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Can I get an invite? Zeus Law. Oh, no, man.
You're in the raid.
All right, yeah, I'm done. Sorry.
I'm like, wait, I thought I invited you. And I did.
You did,
Alright,
but
try
for
again.
whatever reason, I thought it was a summon, and I was like, I can't take that just yet. I've had a large meal, so I'm not thinking clearly.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat dinner.
Yep. I don't actually need the agility boost, so I'm gonna sell all these too. They're like 500 gold a pop. Alright, with that, I do believe I am ready to go. Let's do it. Get this raid started.
Hey.
We already killed Mother, right? Oh yeah, we're behind. We're past her. Yeah. Good morning. I'm challenged, and I'll be your tank today.
I think How is Shen.
I always forget who's the third boss in here. We've got raids, old deer, fetid. Captain Punch Me in My Mouth Hard's the next boss. Excited. Homemade tater salad. Good shit. Good shit.
Okay, everybody knows why we're here, right?
Thank you, Cass.
To kill the bosses and get the loots.
We're trying to get Huevos a new set of shoulder pads.
All right.
Hey, I need a new set of shoulder pads too.
Shoulders.
This
I was
is
told there
very.
would be
Can I get another summon?
I thought you needed pants.
No, I'm fine on pants.
No.
I mean, they're 355, but I'm looking to craft my new pair of pants soon. So I'm not worried about
Good
that.
luck on that 250.
That's not hard as long as you keep running heroics. I'm still trying to complete my 25 expulse. I'm like,
Novik should be on any minute, right?
I assume, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're getting started a little bit quicker than on average, so no worries.
Yeah, he's normally on around like by 9:15.
Yeah.
Hi, Dastard.
Who's that?
Cyber.
Cyber who?
no.
New phone, who dis?
Oh yeah.
Cyber.
That's actually the achievement name for getting the full gear set in here. It's new transmog Gahun this.
God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is it? Here. Yeah. New Mog Gahun this.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Alright. Let's make sure everybody's here before we start pulling. Actually, this isn't the horrible trash, so it's not too bad. But yeah. People see the interesting news about how to get loot or special items from island expeditions.
No.
The items you get are directly tied to the mobs you kill, in particular the rares you kill. So if you go through and you're just looting shit, you're not gonna get anything special. You have to kill. If you kill rare ox, you get an ox pet. You have a chance for an ox pet. You kill rare sea creatures, you have a chance for a rare sea creature.
Yeah, I got a pet over the weekend.
Wait, is this new or is that how it's always been?
That's how it's always been. Just people,
Oh,
someone's been doing
wow.
research over the whole time. So it's directly tied to at least the rares you're killing, potentially the elites you're killing as well. So if you can technically target a particular thing if you choose to attack that particular thing. And, specifically, they were doing research also on the epic mounts, and it seems like while they're tied to rares, there's also a particular invasion that's associated with. Not necessarily guaranteeing the mount, but has a much higher chance of it. So when Mogu invade, for example, they'll make a portal that appears. If you remember, I believe Kinky Wave, we saw a portal, we didn't get a chance to go through it. The rare on the other side of that had a moderately high chance of dropping the Tranquillin pet, or Quillin pet, or whatever, the food dog mount, which we kind of sort of jumped in and done. Similarly, when the pirates show up, you use a cannon that you can launch yourself onto their boat, and killing the rare pirate there has a high chance for the parrot pet or mount. Excuse me, these are all the mounts.
Wow.
Then there's what is it? Sorok have a chance for the squid mount. Yetis have a chance for the Yeti mount, etc., etc. So there's, I mean, it's still random what's on the island, but you have a better chance of targeting a particular thing you want. Also, you do not have to win to get these items. You just have to kill them. So if you just go and and just target the rares and don't actually care about winning, you can do that as well. And lastly, the difficulty has nothing to do with drop chances. Apparently, people are level 115 and they'll do them to level up, and they'll get mounts and stuff like that doing normal ones. So it's entirely tied to what you fight. In fact, mythics have a low chance for invasions on the island compared to heroic. So you actually have a higher chance for some of the rare stuff from running heroics at the moment, which I'm sure they'll end up fixing, but it's a little silly. Anyway.
Well, I guess that really came out after last week's,
This came out yesterday.
Rabbit foot, yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, after everybody said, oh yeah, you don't just have to go in there and just loot shit.
Well, those are people caring. Those are people caring about that. Oh, also, if you get your amount, it takes the place of the 300 you get at the end of the match. So you have basically 2 items you can get finishing an island expedition. You can get 1 green piece of transmog gear and a blue item. The blue item can either be a blue piece of transmog gear, or a pet, or a toy. And then the Azerite you get at the end can either be Azerite or a mount. So you have 3 different rewards you get total. Yeah.
Hey, just a heads up. I think oh, never mind. It just came back. I thought it was freezing.
Cool. But yeah, figured I'd mention that to people before everyone starts running their stuff for the week if they've been trying to target a particular item.
Yeah, that's good to know because I've been leveling up on.
I've been working on a fucking or what is it called?
Pets?
No, like the transmog set. I've been working on one of those, so now I know what to target, hopefully. Is there like a post on Reddit or some shit about that?
It was a post, the guy who was doing the research was posting to the WoW subreddit, but it got picked up by Wowhead. They have a bunch of links to it and a bunch of the main bullet points of his discovery. They don't have a one-to-one mapping of what drops to what, but most of it is pretty obvious. The only stuff that's not is some of the transmog gear, which is kind of ambiguous.
So what you're saying, I missed the first half of this conversation, but I'm guessing what you're saying is if you go into the islands, you kill certain bosses, it drops.
Yes.
That's what causes it drops transmog.
Yeah, it's the rare spawns. They're effectively dropping the loot, but you can't see it until you finish.
Which makes sense because I've been running that on my ult, and I killed like the Moonkin, and then I got like this pet, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah. So so you can technically target what you want, and it's more important to kill the rares. They're still not 100% sure if the elites count, but I know at least the 3 pets I've picked up were directly tied to rares that I killed on those particular times. So it all makes sense.
Hey,
Rob, those mounts still so good.
In the groups.
Yeah, and the guy ran like 450 islands to take.
What?
Swap me and Baja in the groups.
And I'll be healing at least for a little bit here.
Wait, you're gonna heal, Dastard?
Nah.
Hell no.
Bomb is healing.
I mean, when Classic comes out, yeah, but
What is
And just so people are aware, yes, when Classic comes out, we will make another D&D on the Classic server, and anyone who wants to join, let us know, and we'll toss you an invite over on that server. We're not planning on running 40-man raids or coordinating anything like that, so I'm sure there'll be some pug guilds where you can do that stuff if you want to for shits and giggles. But
how many people? How many people
Don't
actually
you think
remember
they're gonna
running?
make you pay an
vanilla?
extra $15 a
no,
month?
absolutely
you don't
not.
think so?
They're not going to now.
Because like I played vanilla
That
and
money
it sucked.
is not really for server costs. It's for paying the ongoing development of patches and stuff like that between major expansions. So if they're just staying at the same patch, there's no way they can justify a $15 subscription.
Oh, that's Activision you're talking about, though. Hold up.
Yeah, it's Activision Blizzard though, and I doubt if they make it another subscription fee, it'll have 0 people playing it. So
You're going to need an all-access subscription, which is $20 a month instead of $15.
Are they staying at the same patch, or are they just starting fresh and then
they're starting at the last patch right before the pre-patch for Burning Crusade. So it was like I think it's 1.12.
It's staying there, or are they going to progress?
Nope, it's staying there.
Well, now everybody's going to want like a BC server. And
oh, we'll see. Maybe they'll end up making one per. Just kind of like they keep releasing more and more time walking shit. That's another point. Don't forget to do your time walkings. I mean, I know it's only a normal piece of gear, but it can Warforge and Titanforge, and you may get a good trinket or something like that, or a weapon. So don't neglect that. Also, try not to stand in cleaves. It gets you pretty far on this trash.
But I love cleavage.
We've lost Dwarf Smasher. Let's wipe this out.
Cleave have a really short range.
Yeah, it's called in front.
I mean, I was just 2 steps away from front of him and I wasn't even getting hit. Alright, keep them coming. Raptor's the only thing you gotta watch out here for, guys. You see a raptor, sidestep, cleave everything.
Oh,
Well, and the blood in the ground.
I don't think that hurts, does it?
Doesn't
I think so.
No, I mean there's a little swirl, yeah, from the birds charging. The blood doesn't hurt, but yeah, the swirl from the bird charge. That's just a slight incapacitate. I'll kill you. I'll just annoy you.
I need to get closer. I need to target something first.
Oh shit. I need 5 quick minutes. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Someone turn the timer on, please.
That's right, he's getting booted if he doesn't come back in 5 minutes.
That's right.
Are you lagging?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't look like it.
He's like teleporting on my
Looked
screen.
like you were kind of teleporting a bit.
I did roll, I didn't do chi torpedo.
I don't know.
It's like a giant mosh pit.
This is one killer show. It's funny because they're trying to murder us.
I need to get closer.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about, Demo.
Definitely interesting looking.
It's too far away.
Bum's just twerking. Is twerking still a thing with the youth?
I need a target.
I see Gimma bouncing around.
It's not moving in place. He's faking you out, bro.
Oh yeah, you're teleporting to hell. That's fucking weird. That's weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Like when you used to play Halo, you could like unplug and replug in the Ethernet cable and give yourself a little advantage.
Have a target.
Bomb's
It's gonna
a
pull the
hacker.
boss like that.
I mean, I'm sitting at less than 29 latency and less 78 frames a second.
But even low latency, packet loss still can't occur.
Oh, I am on hotel wireless internet, so I mean, I'm not surprised.
And let me guess, you took the free internet instead of paying the extra $5, didn't you?
No, actually, I'm a. I spend so much time in hotels. I'm a platinum Marriott's reward member, so I get to upgrade it for free.
Now, see, the trick is you got to make sure that you sacrifice 3 goats before raid to Al Gore.
Here. Dealing with some stupid shit here, fortunately. But
stop getting hookers.
No, stop killing them and find better places to hide them.
Yep, none of these things are my problem right now.
Do you need a hug?
No, I just need on track to not be the worst delivery service known to man.
Is this your food stuff again?
Yeah, they're just fucking incompetent. I swear to fucking God, how difficult is it to deliver a package?
I almost want to tell you just to go back to the grocery store like normal people.
It's far, and I don't have a car, and it would screw up a lot of things with my schedule and making raids.
Those first world problems are tough, man.
That's rich people problems right there.
Yeah. Alright, everyone's checked ready, so we know what to do here. Tanks, make sure you guys remember your cooldowns. Remember to get to the pustules as fast as possible. We'll always choose the ones in the center whenever we can. Otherwise, we'll go for the ones towards the entrance. Usually. Remember not to get knocked into the alcoves, but put your back to the columns in between so you don't get knocked around. Alright, we're going to pull on this pass here. As soon as he walks away, we'll move forward. Alright, here we go, guys.
Don't forget, whole point is to keep Huevos alive.
You really feeling it, Dwarf?
Okay, I'll beacon you.
He will be a bad person to beacon.
He'd still die.
The first thing is a shockwave and then a breath right after it, so make sure your back is somewhere good. They'll knock back in about 3 seconds, so see Bum lagging out, so
yeah, we were discussing.
Yeah, there's
he's not lagging, he's just having package.
Alright. There'll be a breath soon, careful not to move him around. Oh, yep, melee got killed. Save the battle resist for tanks. Sidestep that. Alright, pustules will be popping up really soon. Don't be in that alcove, guys. You want to get knocked into that alcove, though, because that's the one we're going to kill. Remember to drag him right on top of it. Get knocked into the alcove if you can. Alright. tanks. You got to get back over here. He was already in position. Getting knocked in the opposite direction was not good at all.
Shake paid for that.
Yeah, we didn't kill this one before he started consuming. I mean, he's not going to get the heal from it, but... The next knockback and the pustules overlap fairly close, so be careful not to get knocked into an alcove. Alright, drag him to the one on the right side. Don't go into it yet. Careful, careful. Alright, drag him right on top of it. Get it quick, guys.
Cyber, how did you die?
He was standing right on top of the tanks, which is the only fucking place you can't stand. They're marked up, guys. If you can't see them, you really need to fucking focus. I'm not gonna put up with that. Line up with the column. Be careful. Knockbacks in our line with the ad spawning. Yeah, take him to one by the entrance, or right where he was. The one on the right side. Careful. Alright, get this quick. You should be at 50% right after this. Good. So we'll lust. Save your cooldowns if you can for him. I don't think we'll need it for this. But...
Never mind.
Alright, well then go ahead and wipe it. How did Bloom die?
I guess I kind of followed him when he turned boss and the others just no way to... I didn't know what the hell's going on.
Alright, wipe it.
Zawarudo.
I hit the 50% mark, but before tanks dropped, which is better, but
when the knockback occurs, we need the tanks to be somewhere where they're not getting thrown, because that's really when people are dying, because they're trying to readjust.
Beware.
Every other knockback, I teleport right back.
Yeah, but both of you have to be there, not just one person.
No, what no, what I'm saying is I follow the tanks usually on the knockbacks, but every other one I position myself where I'm not going to get hit, but I can just transcendence right back to where I was at.
Even the tanks getting knocked back, it shouldn't result in any melee death. I mean, the tanks are getting knocked away. Okay, they should try to line themselves up with a wall whenever possible so they're not getting knocked away, but if they get knocked away as they're running back, the boss isn't going to hit them until they actually get within range, so...
I need to go grab
Then,
the phone.
yeah. Why were people dying during that?
Because they were running through the tanks. My point is that they cannot do that. Like, it's possible to stay away from the tanks while getting back into position, but people were not prioritizing that. Hell, we had the boss parked in position for a few seconds, and we still had a melee get too close to the tanks. So we just need them to stay away from the marked targets. You need me to release? Didn't, because I thought we had reses.
Yes.
At this point, don't release. Well,
Yeah, you should be able to just master res me from 2 steps away.
Yeah.
I can get you.
Thank you. But yeah, no, things look good. Damage is on track even with 3 people dead. We should be getting him to basically sub 50% right after the 3rd ad spawns, and then with the lust we should only have 2 ads during the last chunk of the fight. So just don't get knocked into alcoves. Honestly, don't get knocked anywhere. I'm calling out right before the knockbacks are happening. You have all the time in the world to position yourself in a place where you won't get knocked away, be it a tank or not.
Like,
let me get one of those sweet ass pally
characters
buffs.
in like 5Ds and GX.
No, it's for me.
Alright. We have 4 of them, so only one of you is gonna miss out on it. Alright.
And I'm probably the lowest geared healer.
Alright, here we go, guys. Make sure the marks are together.
I need to get closer.
Remember, you can be close to the tanks. Nothing bad if you're near the tanks, as long as you're not on top of them. There's not a problem. I'm super close to tanks. Zul'Salar is also super close to tanks, but there's no threat. After the knockback, yeah, might need to take a step away to make sure you're not the closest, but there should be time for that. Point is, don't be afraid to get near the tanks to put yourself in a safe spot. All right, here's the knockback. Make sure you move away after this. Yeah, don't be on top of the tanks. Careful, Zul, you're pretty close. You're not the closest, but...
Yeah,
cool.
I kind of got stuck in there.
All good. All good. He'll do a breath. Yep, easy. Then he'll spawn some core pulses right after, or whatever the fuck they're called. Alright, we'll get the one on the right here. There'll be a knockback. Just get knocked over into it. The stuff will be clear in time. There we are.
Well, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll need to pick wave up for the heal.
You guys are going to the wrong one, thanks.
Yep.
I need to get closer.
Make sure that debuff's on him.
Beware.
There's another stomp.
It's too far away. Beware.
Same place we just did the previous one, right back here in the middle. Everyone, all DPS needs to be on this ad. Remember, it takes all of us to kill it in time. Melee, watch out as the tanks move past. That's close enough for cleaves. Finish it quick. Good.
I need to get closer.
Just reposition for knockbacks. This next knockback
got
is
birds.
gonna... What?
I just put out birds.
Okay, I'm getting
he's talking about
thrashed.
his cooldown.
What's going on with the tanks?
You were standing in a spot DPSing him, and then the boss came back, and the tank stood near you, and then you died. Your priority is to move away from tanks, not their priority to avoid you.
Okay.
It's unfortunate what it is, but I can't make it the DPS's priority, or the tank's priority to avoid people. They have to focus on staying alive.
Should we get the one right beside
Yeah,
him?
we'll get the one right next to the boss.
Beds down.
I got hit real hard.
I assume we don't have a battle res for him.
No.
4, 3. That was that 50% increase, and I
Stop
wasn't.
heals died. Wipe it up quick.
Beware.
You died. Yeah, there's no mitigation there. That's my bad. That's okay. Fuck ups happen.
4, 3, 2.
We'll show him.
Don't release, I got a soul stone.
Yeah, the loudest keyboard in the world, Wave.
Thanks.
Produced from IBM in 1964.
Made by Corsair 2017. Cherry MX Red switches. The very best there is.
Hey,
Somebody
Cyber.
please move, you're
Hey,
gonna pull him.
Cyber.
That was someone else actually before me. Okay, that works.
My fleas.
Was that Cyber? Of course it was Cyber.
You officers.
Don't blame all of us, blame him.
You were next to him.
Yeah, but I was already ghost wolfing away when he aggroed.
Bastard, I don't think your logs are...
No, they're not. I didn't turn on combat logging for myself. They'll be logged now.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to enable a third-party executable while playing, and then I also have to turn on extra logging within WoW, which is sometimes I forget to do that part.
Hey there, Shunny. Hey there, Shunny. Hey there. You weren't feeling too good yesterday, but you're feeling good now. Yeah. Good kitty.
Alright. We should be good. Let's move forward.
Only good news is I should be home all next week, so I'll be on some sweet high-speed internet.
Watch the tanks, guys. Remember the timing for this first one. It's always the same. Well, it's the same every single attempt, how all the moves overlap, so... First thing is a knockback. Just be careful if you're behind the tanks after the knockback. We got the regurgitate, and then the ads will start spawning. Regurgitate, do not be in an alcove. Alright, we'll get the one right next to the boss. Make sure you, yeah, some of you ran right into the alcove. Use the defensive if you have some of those stacks. This should be easy though, we'll just immediately attack this one. Watch the knockback though. Alright, take out the one right next to him.
He's cleavable there, right?
Be careful when he runs off, guys, and you get in position. Make sure you don't end up on the tanks when he runs back and forth.
4, 3, 2, 1.
There's a breath going into the wall, which shouldn't affect anybody. Alright, knockback, don't be somewhere bad. Ads will be up in 2 seconds, don't be in an alcove. We'll get the one by the entrance, so if you want to start dragging him towards there, do so. This knockback will happen right, you can actually use the knockback to get over to it.
Stay with me.
Just be careful not to be on the tanks. Pick up Rev. Actually, yeah, it's a little bit longer on them.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Pick Rev up, please. And watch this breath. Quickly, we need paladins up for tanks. Thank you. Be careful not to be on tanks. They are running back up, guys. Careful, careful, careful. Remember, tanks, be more careful when running after him. You guys are separating a lot, and that's how some people are getting clipped. Knockback. Alright, we're gonna get the one right next to him, so just keep him where he is. Next knockback won't be for 15 seconds, so there should be plenty of time. Alright, he's already sub 50, so be prepared. He's doing extra damage now. Probably best get knocked into this alcove so you don't get knocked away. Just don't stay in it after the knockback. Alright, he's gonna run off, so be careful. I'm gonna lust now. Oh, make sure you're out of alcoves. Stay away from the tanks. Try. Up, pick bedpost up. Oh, we don't have battle res, do we?
I went from like full to dead immediately.
Well, he's just gonna start one-shotting people now.
I tried to armor, but didn't do shit.
Try to get the one by the entrance, tanks. How long to on the
hit me
battle
for
res?
259k.
36
wow.
seconds.
Oh, let's see if we can last. I mean, we're gonna lose melee, but we'll see if we can recover it. With that. Well, melee are just gonna automatically die. No one has to kill themselves. He won't punch him. He won't kill Dwarf, so he's just gonna keep killing melee. And healers if they get too close.
15.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fly likely. I don't think we can't even we can't even kill the ads fast enough anymore, so it's just a wipe. We're not gonna be able to do last 20. Wipe it. Yeah, we need inevitably a tank is probably going to die in the last 30% because we're going to mistime something. We only have one battle res, so we can't use it on anybody.
Yeah, he hit me for like 260k.
Stand on the breath.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
I got Soulstone.
That's exactly how I died last
Don't
time.
release.
So how come we don't have battle reses?
Because we use them. You only get one battle res for the fight with how fast we're doing this.
Stop using unusable.
Is it better just to save the soul stones for the tanks instead of?
All right, let me explain how battle reses work because people just seem to not fundamentally understand them. Soul stones, Death Knight battle reses, Druid battle reses, you get a fixed number for the amount. You get one, and then as the fight goes on, they recharge over time. You only get one. So if you use a soul stone on a tank, that's your one battle res. If you use 2 soul stones, the second person can't accept it until after the cooldown has come back up. You can only use one battle res at a time. Having more druids, more warlocks, more death knights does nothing to allow you to battle res more. They the timer how long before battle res recharge are you have a less time with a larger group of people. So if you have 10 people, I don't remember exactly how long it is. I think it's like 6 minutes or something like that. But if you have 30 people, it's like 4 minutes or something like that to compensate. But that's how battle reses work. I've heard a few people say battle res this person because they have a battle res, but that doesn't mean anything.
Right,
so
so
want to set those right.
Why don't we just save it for the tanks?
Because we lost a tank healer, and if we didn't bring him up, we were likely going to lose the tanks anyway.
That's debatable. I think I would have had him.
Well,
I heal a humongous amount, but the problem was bedpost was one shot. There was no healing that would have saved him.
Right, which is why he's saying we need the battle res for him.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll call the battle reses, guys. I'll make the decisions. Don't you worry your pretty little heads about it. Well, thank you.
No, he called me pretty. You're cute too, Dastard.
Are you ready?
Yep. Here we go. Tanks, when he runs off, just out of practice, just make sure you're both running over slowly. Sometimes I see one of you just move just a little bit quicker, and you're usually back together before there's a problem. But if for whatever reason one of you is a little bit slower and there's a small chance somebody could get hit, I think it's only happened once, but it's looked like it's almost happened several times. So just be very, very careful running to him. Do not rush back, because honestly, no one's going to pull threat on him. So if you just kind of saunter back in and he meets you halfway, so be it. But rushing up to him where he's at eating the second one is not in any way helpful. And it just increases risk. All right, let's get Bloom. You're gonna have to use the defensive because you're gonna take a massive damage when those things convert.
Watch tanks. They both got us.
Are you guys running into that? Oh no, he applied it. Okay, yeah, get this.
Too far away.
Get this corpuscle. Alright, Bloom's gonna take that heavy damage now. Ooh.
Tanks, why is he over there?
Yeah, I don't know why you guys
We
didn't
got
move.
knocked
We
back,
completely
yeah.
wasted cleave damage.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I said
Dwarf,
move
we gotta start
slowly, I meant
communicating
to the
more.
second one. Tank melee, you're all on top of tanks, watch out. Make sure you get out of the alcoves. Ads are spawning in 2 seconds. We'll get the one on the opposite side. Slowly start moving them over there. Everybody's up though, so it's just nice and steady.
Dastard is not.
Yeah.
Beware.
1.
Beware. Far away. Out of range.
Tanks stay together. Avoid tanks. shockwave. You can stand near the column right next to him, and you won't get knocked around. Tanks are gonna get knocked away though, so careful. Yep, right into an alcove. That's not good, tanks. Guys, you tanks first and foremost should have your backs up against the wall.
Dwarf, what are you doing?
Alright, get this corpuscle next to him.
Bed's down.
Pick up bed post.
Pick up bed immediately. He hit the 50% mark, so a bit ago actually. Right, he one-shot you because you were the closest person. We can't do anything about that. We just need other people to apply healing debuffs whenever they can. All right, here's the lust. God damn it. He's gonna do a breath in just a second, just almost immediately after this. So be careful. If anybody has any other healing reduction debuffs, be prepared to apply them when he's about to eat the corpuscles. It's going to save only 2.5% for the last two here, so it's not going to be too big of a deal, but if you can do it, it helps out.
Rev, stay on dwarf. I got bed.
Knockback incoming. Do not get knocked into that. Do not get knocked into that crap. We will attack the one in the center though. So
they're both in the center. Which one?
The one on the right side. If you got a debuff, I'm marking it up. If you got
dwarf
a debuff,
is dead.
use a defensive.
Dwarf's down.
Focus on him. Just focus him. Focus him. We can kill him. Kill him quick.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I need to target something first.
Good job.
Spooky. That fight is spooky.
All right. Here.
Oh.
Creeping up on you, Navik.
I have a pair of boots here. Roll 88 for it.
You know why though? Because I went to single target healing and I'm not able to heal.
Hey man, your story, bro.
But hey,
All right,
you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Real quick here, guys. I need to step away again to deal with this shit show going on here. Clear up to the boss. If I'm not back by the time you get up to the boss, just take the break a little bit early. I know it's mad early now, but I don't want to prolong the delay things here. Yeah,
have you considered just having that shit shipped to your work?
I do not want to carry a box on the fucking train.
Can you
I don't
give me
think I
those
could
boots
even
real
fit
quick before
a
you...
box on the train. Yeah, sure.
Behind you.
Wherever the fuck you are.
I was behind you.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, nice roll.
Hacks. Thank you.
Is there anything else people are rolling on that I might want before I leave? No. And I did get a recording of that one so people can look at their numbers. Anyway, I'll be right back. Hopefully I'll only be about 5-10 minutes, which, yeah. Make sure you're stunning this trash and pull it slowly. Don't do anything stupid. Be right back.
Yeah, only pull one group at a time.
I need to target something first. I need to get closer.
I have the living infection. I'm gonna put it in melee. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we were gonna aggro.
And the living infection for somebody else. Try to stun these. Just leave the living infection for now. We'll deal with it. Pop cooldowns. Hold on. Kinky has a living infection. Get it.
I need a target. Too far away.
Oof.
I don't think the healers.
Shake, I can't trade it because it's an item level upgrade. It won't let me.
What?
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about how they did this loot system. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah, not a fan.
Or for you here.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
You're saying it's an upgrade for you?
Yeah, it's a higher item level than what I have equipped or in my bag, so it won't let me trade it.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of stupid with the weapons too. So even if you get the same like item level, like I get a wand, but I get a staff, I still can't trade the staff even though it's the same.
You need to run that corrupting gaze away from people, not to people. Otherwise we get nasty.
Which is really stupid.
I don't have a target.
Get Aztec, boy. That's right. We're gonna drop some bags on that guy. Some quick bags. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna get all Uzi up in here. Yeet. So I got my PS4 back. It's working great.
A second till I get.
Sorry. Yep, PS4 is working. It's good to go. HDMI port is fixed. Well, there's a new port in there. So, it's fucking awesome.
Les is on.
I need a target.
What do you mean? I was always wondering if you guys can see me before I can even see myself.
Because you pop up.
Yeah, it pops up before it's when you're in like the last tiny bit loading. Pop up.
Because I'm still on the loading screen.
You just bring your druid hot ass on.
FSB detector.
I don't have a target.
It is no more FSB. Come on, wait, you should know.
I know, right? Yeah, but you're retired. You're retired, you know?
Oh, nice.
No, I mean the
BOE.
FSB doesn't exist.
And when it doesn't matter. Once you're FSB, you're always FSB.
Oh my god, can we roll on that? Can we buy that? Who wants that?
No.
I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, you don't need that shit.
Now entering the viral ecology ring. This
Save it for rainy day. What is the FSB?
It's raining in Atlanta now.
Not in Florida.
Give you 150K for it.
Alert. Viral containment breached. Contaminated specimen.
That's all the money I have.
Risk of infection imminent.
Is it Duster on?
He's getting his food.
No, because it's too quiet.
So, Dazzler's not here. I assume we're taking break.
And not in the way you're thinking.
Or is it?
Well, then you should sell it to a guildie if you're gonna sell it.
Hold on, Roger. What do you want me to do? You want me to DPS or you want
You're gonna be healing probably. I'll just have Bum go back to DPS.
Then I need to resummon because I have to go reforge all my this crap.
Reforge?
No, I mean change the Azurite trait.
You can redo
So
it
is
as
it
right
break
traits?
time, or are we killing the...
No, we can do the trash.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Fine.
No, I have to. I mean, I'm here, but I have to reforge. Whatever
Yeah,
this
that's
called.
fine. No problem. We're just killing trash. So.
I mean, it's still called reforge, right? Or it's called different.
Yeah, it's
When you change it every single day, it becomes so fucking expensive.
That's why you
I
gotta
had
have
no
two
idea
sets.
you could redo those.
Well, I was getting set for the heals, and apparently it was too much heals, so I switched yesterday to DPS.
Yeah, well, our healers like to be really fucking spotty, so who knows?
I'm sorry for myself too.
I know, right? Coming to every raid, I mean, I'm very unpredictable.
See, I didn't try to get 2 sets. It's just that every time I got a piece of loot, it was something I already had, the identical one. So.
Hey Rod, so he doesn't have to respec. You want him just a DPS?
No, I have to basically change as rights because I changed it back to the DPS, but now I have to change it back to.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that.
It's up to you, man. Whatever you want to do, I don't care.
Oh, dude, I'm like almost 360 heals. I'm 360 in everything except heals.
You're
Like I said,
360 heals?
357 heals, but I have no trinkets.
Better gear than I do.
Dude, do you want to heal? You want to TP? Simple answer.
No, I'll heal. That's no problem.
Yeah, it might be a better comp, anyways.
So I only have 354 healing here. This will.
I can heal. Raj, you're the raid leader. So
Yeah, but you've got like healing
Yeah,
trinkets and
just
stuff.
stay DPS. That's a good point, so that you don't have to worry about paying for it.
No, I don't care to pay, but I'm just
Less,
curious what
just DPS.
Yeah, just
Are you
DPS.
sure Doctor will
That's
be
fine.
fine with that?
If he's not, then he'll tell you. I'm sure.
I'll be waiting downstairs by Azurite's changed crop guy. So.
Alright, I'm back. Please say you guys didn't go AFK yet?
Nope. We're still feeling trash.
No, we're all AFK.
Oh.
Okay, so the plan is to have Lesnichi DPS heal at the moment, if that's okay with you. But Lesnichi is also
Here's
right
the
by
boss.
the reforged person if you want him.
Yeah, whatever you need. Whatever you say, you're the boss. I mean,
Yeah.
with the boss, but whatever.
No, I'm the boss now.
Yeah, Dastard's the boss.
I'm Big Enchilada now. He's.
This is his
whatever.
boat now.
I'm in charge. I'm the captain now, as they say.
Yeah, there you go.
Sound out of breath.
I am out of fucking breath. I just ran to like 4 different apartment complexes and found my box.
Told you he was beating that ass.
I need to get closer.
But I also there's no elevator in my place, so I have to run up some fucking stairs on several buildings and come back. I'm good. Not gonna claim that I'm in the best shape of my life, but I got my food.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah. So the big issue we had last week was both a combination of we needing massive DPS and massive heals. So we're gonna have to do whatever we need people to be the best at both. So what does that mean?
The thing is that I basically changed my traits yesterday to the DPS. If you
Try,
want me to heal it,
try
I have to change
DPS, try DPS, and we'll have bump try healing, and we'll proceed with that. We have a break coming up soon, and I'll look at the numbers and I'll make adjustments based upon that as necessary.
I'm pretty sure Bomb will be higher in DPS, but okay, let's try.
He may also be higher in heals though, because he also has a lot of gear. So
true.
As long as we can kill those little ads within one cast, we're fine. And as long as we get the boss sub 60 before the first emerge, we're fine.
We got
I
him
heard
last week, right?
Numbers saying that ideally this fight's killed within 4 minutes, but if you do everything well, you can last, up to 6 minutes.
We got him last week, right?
How does that align with phases? I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna start off, at least these first couple attempts, we're gonna go back to our original just clump strategy for the moment, and go back to not managing the dots, and see if the improvements from DPS and heals is enough to not need to do that. If it looks like that's just a complete shit show, I'll immediately go to having the people with the dots run off and all that and handling that. But yeah. Okay.
So we're doing like heroic or a normal strategy.
We're doing basically the normal strategy, yeah. But I am gonna split up people into corner. Actually, who was not here for our tries last?
Hello there, children.
Okay, Duster, I know the normal fight, but can you just run through?
There's no difference.
Nothing
is different. Yeah,
Hi,
it's
Sonny.
just the numbers are higher.
Say
Nothing
hi.
is fundamentally different.
How you doing, Sonny?
So, besides Lesnichi, was anyone here not with us last week on this boss?
I wasn't.
Alright. Does everyone remember their corners that I assigned them to?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone not remember their corners?
Myro and Gab weren't.
Did they whisper you instead of me?
No, they said in raid
Oh,
chat.
they typed it. I see. Okay, simple enough then. Gaberis, you're gonna be the back left corner. Myro, you're gonna be the front left corner. Lesnichi, you'll be the back right corner. Back being
There's
towards
another
the
kitty back
entrance.
there too.
And
I don't know if you can see it. The
That's
white thing
what
behind
I'm jumping,
Sunny.
right? What I'm jumping
That's
right now.
another kitty.
yes, that's
That's
you.
Gervy.
Yes, you're in the back right
He's
corner.
fluffy and probably gay.
Myro's in the front left.
He likes
Cyber's in the
humping
front
other
right.
boys.
And
probably getting
Gab's
humped.
in the back
I don't know,
left.
he's weird.
That's just for soaking pools
He's
once
also
you get to phase
extremely
2.
sassy.
Your priority number 1 is to soak pools in your corner. If they're all being soaked, don't
But Senny's
double up in them.
He's
You
just
can
a
either help in
big,
an adjacent corner or
lovey
just
boy.
focus on staying alive. And that's that.
Yeah, big lovey boy.
Just a stupid question. When he dive on the knees, he just dive once, or in heroic he does it a couple times?
He dives as much as long as the fight takes. It's based upon time, so.
No. I mean, when he's changing, he dives, then he pops. But I forgot. I was watching the video, but I forgot.
He just keeps diving until you kill him.
Okay.
So he could die 5 times, 6 times. I mean, we'd die long before that, but depends upon how long. All
I
right.
think the goal is to do it within like 3 dives.
3 is the absolute most. If we have really high DPS, we can do it in 2 dives. If we don't, we'll have to do it in 3.
band
But
camp,
if we have
what
to
the
do a
fuck does
4th,
that have
we're
to do with
definitely gonna
anything?
run out of mana and die.
Navik, do you have a healing rotation for cooldowns?
Nope.
No, we never have a cooldown rotation, so.
Yeah, people are going down. Use your AoE.
Oh, so here's the plan. We're gonna stack right in front of, right behind him in a loose clump like normal. I used to say everybody stack up in the center, and then if you get a debuff, then you move out to the edges. But that's actually dangerous because it can cause people to get double stacks. So honest to God, we're gonna stand in a loose clump and just stand anywhere within that loose clump. If you find that you've started getting too many stacks, you just have to pay attention to wherever the hell the marked people are and just try to stay away from them so that you don't get them a stack. Just. Yeah, if you have an extra stack or 2, it's not the end of the world. You just don't want a difference of like 4. The damage only improves the damage of his, or increases the damage of his big AoE. That's pretty much all we want to use healing cooldowns for once we get to like the second phase 1 and third phase 1. Using the end of the second phase 1 and pretty much all through the third phase 1 to top people off beforehand and after the explosions. And if we're spread out, we shouldn't be getting hit by the gestate. All right, everybody's here, so let's do this. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1. Yeet!
Spread out a loose pump. Doesn't matter where those bounce around, as long as they don't bounce into the tanks. Focus on that ad quick. They should die before a second immunosuppression is cast, which it definitely looks like it will. Make sure you're cleaving the boss at the same time. If you have a Mega Vector, try not to stand next to somebody else with it. I think Wave
Watch
got
out,
2
Wave
stacks,
has 2 stacks.
which means that they're gonna there's nothing, you can't move anywhere, Wave. You just have to sit still and pray those separate.
Get in the middle.
They didn't. They're on bump.
Yeah, pretty much if the 2 jump on one person, we fucked up majorly. You guys got to be careful of that. With this strat, you have to make sure you're not the closest person to 2 of them and have them both jump on you. Because now those are gonna just be jumping around 2 at a time. Whoever gets the 2 when we get to phase 2 needs to be, yeah.
I'm dead.
Yep, it's just gonna go around killing people at this point.
Birds out.
Get that ad. Focus the ad. Oh, 63. That's not terrible. Let's see how well we do here. If you get the double debuff put on you, blow a big defensive cooldown to stay alive. In fact, if you just get the things put on you, use the cooldowns to stay alive. All right, soak these guys. Soak these. There's a bunch in the back, so make sure we're getting those.
Get the one in the front.
Baja, watch out. Yep. If you have the things on you, you should not be soaking pools.
Yeah, I wasn't.
The
This is
triple.
the fun and exciting point.
All three of them are on one now.
Yeah, just wipe it. I don't want to go back to the 3 stratify if I don't have to, but if that double up happens again, then we're gonna have to. Once 2 on 1 person, it's 2 on the same person for the rest of the fight. It's impossible to separate them. And if it's 3 on 1 person, it's a guaranteed wipe. There's nothing you can do to recover. So stop all heals real quick.
Do we have a res?
So much damage with 3 of them.
I mean, it's impossible. It's just not even worth trying to heal the person. They're just gonna die. We're all gonna die. I mean, unless the boss is about to die.
This is a long ass run.
Do we have a res? Just someone call it out. Yeah, I'd prefer not to, Baja, if we could afford not to, but I mean, if we have to, we'll do it.
Looks like no.
No, so release and run.
I got it.
You said that way too late.
We asked like 20 seconds ago. Come on, guys.
Totally screwing with you on that.
No, I dropped something. I was trying to reach it, and I could hit the.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's up there.
By the way, reminders: if you have a piece of gear with what's it called, Archive of the Titans or Defense Matrix, and it's a little bit lower item level than a current piece you have, odds are at this point we have 4 stacks of Reorigination Array. Or not Reorigination Array, is that? Yeah, Reorigination Array. So at this point, you're probably getting about 300. Yeah, you're getting 300 extra to your highest secondary stat, which is a good probably 30% to your highest secondary stat. So that's a decent buff. There's a high chance that it's actually a better upgrade than whatever else you have in that stack.
What do you mean by if the gear is a little bit lower? What about like 30 levels lower?
That's a lot lower and maybe not. I mean, it's hard to gauge at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should be getting 300 to your primary stat, which a lot of people here is haste, which 300 is going to amount to
15.
Yeah. Yeah, so a good amount. So it's just something to keep in mind. Every week that the piece gets stronger and stronger, even if it's, well, yeah, it's just going to get stronger. So just make sure you do the math.
You said Archive is a Titan. Which was the other one?
Defense Matrix. It's the 2. It has to be on an Uldir piece, and it will be the outer ring ability.
Or laser.
Maybe that's what it's called. Yeah, it's Archive of the Titan and something Matrix.
Yes,
at the bottom of
it's
it says enables Reorigination Array. So just you have to do the sims to know if it's better or not. But it's with the 10 stacks, which is the cap. It's usually about a 300 DPS, or 300 DPS increase or more. Anyway, just something to keep in mind, especially on a fight like this. All right, let's try this again. Everyone move forward. Spread out, please. Try to, if you have the marks put on yourself, just try to make sure you're not ever near somebody else with the marks, so the chance of it jumping onto the same person's low. There's a lot of us, so that's actually should be fairly difficult for that to happen. Just pay attention. If you have the debuff, just your position compared to the other people with the mark is the most important thing to make sure it's you're far apart. Here we go.
5, 4, 3.
Right, watch those 3 marks. They are decently apart, so. Alright, a couple of those marks are close together. Make sure you separate a little bit, guys. We just don't want it to jump to the same person. Another ad.
Also, make sure you're up here. There are two people standing pretty far
If you're
away.
in the back of the room, I don't know what the fuck you're doing back there. It's harder for you to be healed if you're in the back there, and you're not splitting the shit with us. Les, you should be closer. You should only move back like that if you've gotten too many stacks and you're trying to have other people catch up. Biden, Novik, make sure you're a little bit further apart. Get this ad, it's probably do another immunosuppression. We didn't jump on it very quickly. We're gonna get a second one. People did not jump on it fast enough. You should never get a second, guys. Alright, get the ad quickly. If you have the debuff put on you, try not to soak a pool. If you do soak a pool, make sure you use a big defensive to not die. Watch out those not to run near each other when alright, there we go. Watch wave, yes. Yep. Make sure we get these. Dodge those waves while soaking, guys. If you're not in a pool, you should stand as far away from that thing as possible so you're not getting hit. I see people way too close.
I was in the pool, but I had the 4 stacks.
It doesn't mean anything. Stacks don't do anything. You don't take any extra damage from that though. It's the same damage always. Healers, do we have each one of you in a different corner?
Yes.
Freed, all 3 of them are on one.
Yeah, all 3 of them are on people now.
Alright, I'm just have to split up the corners because we can't have this happen anymore. I was trusting people with the debuff would be able to handle that, but we're gonna have to micromanage. As soon as I stopped calling about spreading out, people were stacked up and then that doubled up. Alright, wipe it quick. I'm gonna very quickly split people into 3 groups.
So Bomb, do we have a res?
Don't release.
Okay.
Just die.
I'm gonna need a repair bot.
2, 1.
Because all my shit be busted. Isn't that right, Sonny? Yeah, you don't like that.
Is
I'm assigning the things right now. I'll be actually go ahead and take your break. The break, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just do all the assignments during it. But let's see here.
Alright, we got break time, so I will be right back.
I'll let you know after the break. Very Mario, just so you know, exactly what you described is exactly how you could potentially have it jump to the same person. If 2 people are next to one another and you jump in between, they'll both jump onto that one person, and that'll be bad. You have to stand on top of one of the people. You can't stand in between them. You have to stand on top of one to guarantee one jumps to someone else. Then, yeah, but jumping between them is usually the worst idea. I'm sure you do, but what you described, someone may have misinterpreted. Welcome back, whoever that was.
That was a little bit loud.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm just using my backup IP address, but I still can't locate my original one. Hopefully this doesn't be too bad.
Your backup IP address?
Yep.
You know Baja's a hacker.
The fuck?
Gotta be prepared for emergencies.
Why can't you use your normal IP address?
I don't know. For some reason, I can't find it on my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
because the government knows you've been in the dark web.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Good.
All right, we should be good to get going in just a minute. Oh, about 2 minutes here. I will need a summon in just a second, Source.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good.
You get it?
Yes, thank you. Okay, I'll do a raid check and we'll get moving. I have all the corners for people. I'm not going to assign people spreading out strictly at the moment. I think we've been pretty good about soaking all the things, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I don't think it's perfectly spread out at the moment, but it's good enough.
So what you want me and Les to do?
Nothing, not changing anything. You guys act like I'd forget to mention what I want if you guys didn't remind me sometimes.
But don't you?
Oh god, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. I totally wanted to switch tanks and then have DPS switch around and do that. Don't forget those things, guys. If I ever want you guys to swap, trust me, I'll tell you to swap. If there's something handy you can do by swapping, feel free to let me know. But if I ever want you guys to trade around, trust me, I'm well aware of the benefits. All right, let me do the raid check.
Anything remotely interesting?
Check ready if you're here, please. If you're not here, don't check ready.
You don't say.
You'd be surprised. Sometimes the people who aren't here check ready and the people who are don't. Wave, Rev, Novik. You three there? Well, I'm gonna start assigning things, guys. Listen up. I'm calling out corners. I'll just repeat it for the three who aren't here. So on the right side, which is the circle, Dastard, Novik, Yori, Wave, Baha, Gimma, Rev. Conveniently, the 3 people AFK are all in that group. The back group, Raja, Kinky, Gaveris, Cyber, Spite, Source, Bloom. The left group, the triangle, Byaden, Bum, Zulsalar, Myro, Shen, Lesnichi, Hao. Tanks, you should stand up roughly the X, and you should try to position the boss in between. This is most important between phases. Actually,
Dastard, where am I?
I'm gonna try something slightly different.
Hey, Arrows, still there in chat?
Ah, we're going to the middle.
Yeah, doesn't really change much, but if
I mean, he has the chance to run us over.
which he does if we stack up on him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As soon as he goes under, though, he can't run over all of us. He can only run over one group. Plus, we have time to scatter in different directions.
Yes, back equals blue square king.
Yes, the back group is the square still. The right group is still the right group, and the left group is still the left group, and tanks are in the center. My main concern is that after a phase finishes, it's a pain in the ass to reposition wherever the fuck, like back in the corner there. So it's just easier to get back to your positions if it's in the center. So this is more for making the get back into position after the phase, during the next phase one better. So Wave, Novik, and Rev, you guys are all in circle.
This is my favorite kitty, Hunjo. He's amazing.
Where's Shake?
He's the bestest kitty.
What group does circle? What do we do?
You just stand there.
Oh, okay.
Shake, yeah, you're the only one who doesn't have a... Wait, there's 24 of us.
Hey, Aaron Arrow, you still there in
people
chat?
left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, 3 people actually don't have assignments. Well, it works out. Which 3 people don't have assignments? Shake's one. Who are the other 2? See, it's stuff like this that's scary.
Who didn't Dastard call?
Like, how does someone not know where to
Dastard
stand?
did not call bedpost.
Or not speak up about where to stand. Nope, you have an assignment. Baha, you're in the right group, orange circle. Let me read through them once more, guys, and let's not waste time here, please. The right group, the circle, Dastard, Novik, Yuri, Huevos, Baha, Gimma, Rev. We're all the circle. The back group, the square, is Raja, Kinky, Gaberis, Cyber, Spite, Source, Bloom. The left group, triangle, is Byaden, Bum, Zulsalar, Myro, Shen, Lesnichi, Hao. Three people were not called. Shake is one of them. Who are the other 2?
I was not called.
Get dunks?
They're on X.
No, Hao is correct, actually. It's the 2 tanks. I didn't call them. That's why my math is off. Thank you, Hao. It makes me feel... Because I was about to kick whoever didn't speak up at this point. Okay, Shake, you can... Doesn't really matter. You can stand in any of the groups. Does not matter. But don't switch between them. And if anyone dies, you may want to stand in whatever group they were in, wherever their corpse is, just to even things out. At the very start of the fight here, guys... Oops, where is this? Yeah. At the very start of the fight, the 3 people are going to get marks put on their head. 3 people are going to get the dot. You need to separate to different groups. So if you're in a group, just sit there. If there's a second person in your group, I will call for the one person to move to a specific marker. When we get to after the transition, we just have to regroup in these clumps. Just be careful to not all run back to the same group.
Grab your in circle.
All right. Tanks, when you pull, just pull straight back to X. As the fight starts, guys, you can move forward to DPS the boss as he gets pulled back in position. Just make sure you settle on your position before the second time the dots jump. So you can be out of position for a few seconds. Just make sure you're at the marks. All right, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I mean, people should stand in loose clumps at their markers. You should not be stacked up tight. We have 1 person in each group, so Cyber, make sure you're in square.
Cyber, come square.
Get the square quickly. After your debuff move gets off to Cyber, you can move to whatever group you were supposed to be in. Okay.
Okay, you can move it.
And if you ever get too many stacks, guys, just take a couple steps away from your group, not towards another group, obviously. You just try to never move towards another group, and be very careful if you have to DPS the ad. Generally, tanks should keep it right in the center. Remember, if you get the dot at all during the transition phase, use defensive cooldowns just to ensure you don't die. If you're topped off and you're staying really high in health, then maybe don't, but if you ever drop to half health, immediately use a cooldown. Good, we skipped that second immunosuppression. There'll be one more ad. Yeah. Boss is a little bit high, but fine. Alright, move, take a few steps away, guys. Take a few steps away. Remember, if you're marked, be careful not to stand near other marked people. Watch that. Alright, either soak stuff or get the fuck away from the swirly thing. Don't stand
Somebody
near
get
the swirly
those,
thing.
please. I don't want to take it with the...
Watch Raja, yep.
Another one in the back.
There were a bunch in the back, but I couldn't get one because I was about to fucking die.
I mean, if it's a matter of us dying or not, you should just sacrifice yourself in the thing. If you have
I mean, I
defense.
died before I could have soaked it anyways.
There's at least like 6 or 7 back there.
Yep, it'll happen.
Dastard, even if you're not splitting us to the corners, we should still make sure healers are spread out.
The healers should be one in each corner already. Everyone's assigned to a different corner, and the healers are supposed to be spread out in the 4 corners during that phase. At least that's what they told me on the last attempt.
Yeah.
I was in the back left.
Do we have a res?
When you say back left, do you mean by the bleeding face?
Like what was originally nipple? I was back there with Sprite, Baja, and Yori.
Wait, what was originally nipple?
We have a res if you haven't really.
Oh, fuck. I'll show you. I don't know how else to describe it.
Well, now I'm confused because I asked you what we're doing. You said, "Oh, I just stand on a nipple." So now I gotta spread out. Where do I spread out to?
Okay. I was only describing phase 1 changes with these 3 positions. Otherwise, healers are supposed to be spread out into different corners during the second phase to get full coverage of heals on everybody.
Okay. I'll just go to the back corner like normal.
Well, if assuming that somebody is not there.
Because last time we did this, you changed me. I used to be up front, and then you said, "Hey, Novik, let's change you to the back." And I go, "Okay."
Yeah, it was me and Novik in the back, and then the other 3 healers in the front, because we were doing like the dot, keeping it on them during the phase thing. That was
Okay,
the last positioning I remember.
I see where the confusion is. You're referring to back is by the entrance, and I've been referring to back is
Yeah,
by either.
I'm sorry.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, the entrance left side is where I've been.
I see.
I've been on
Okay.
entrance right.
Okay, so yeah, let's just say entrance and back of the room, and just to make sure we don't have confusion going forward. So then, so Novik, you said your entrance. Oh, sorry, you're where?
So if you walk in through the entrance, I go to the right.
All right,
I
so
go
you're,
to the left.
all right, so the priests are in the front. Then where are the other healers?
I agree with Shake. Why are we not using north, south, east, west?
All right, Bum, where are you?
Repeat that.
Where are you, Bum?
During phase 2.
During phase 2, you've always had me roving. You had 4 healers in each corner, and I was roving. I was going between the middle, and while soaking circles.
Right, but you weren't healing last time. So what spot are you watching for heals? Which corner of the room?
The last attempt, I was watching the middle of the room.
All right, Bloom, you'll get the back left corner, and Bum will watch wherever. He'll float. Just be prepared.
Back left, like entrance left, or
No, the bleeding face. Right by with the bleeding face on the left side of the room.
West.
Alright, just ping.
Yeah. Bum, in particular, wherever the highest concentration of circles are is where you're going to want to head, because that's where most people are going to be clustered. If what ends up happening, there's usually very few right next to him, and always a shit ton far away. So wherever he ends up, you'll probably want to stay far away from him and watch that cluster of heals. Healers, remember the people who are going to take the most damage during that phase are people who are fat and too slow to dodge the blood geysers, people who soak something, they're going to take a burst of damage after that, and people who have the dot put on them.
I've been focusing on the people with the dot, and then other people die.
Well, we need to watch everybody, so we have to be careful. All right, here we go. Again, as we pull, feel free to start closer to the boss so you can immediately start attacking. Melee, you can run up and start hitting him. We just need to pull it back. Make sure there's a misdirect.
Yep. There is.
Okay. All right, make sure you're on your marks. Do we have one in each? Yes, we do. All right. Don't stack up so close, guys. Just a little bit apart from one another. Yeah.
Don't worry about Baja for heals. He was switching side.
Yeah, that dot alone on somebody only does 16 shadow times what? 5, 6. It's only going to do about 80k damage. So if somebody is topped off, they won't need a single heal with the dot on them, assuming they don't get hit by anything during the transition. So they'll probably need a heal here and there, but if they die, if they've been topped off, then they shouldn't be at risk at dying.
They die while I'm healing them.
And they're getting hit by something.
He does do other damage.
But it is avoidable.
Contagion, isn't it?
Not during the transition. Yep, the stacks only increase the contagion damage. It does not increase the dot damage. The dot does the same damage to someone with 1 stack as it does to somebody with 20. Alright, spread out. I don't know how we just had 2 people die during the transition.
He got a Mega Vector. I'll keep getting hit, never he got hit.
Oh, if Gestate killed you, then you stood too close to the Gestate. You have to avoid them. The Gestates you're supposed to run away from, otherwise you take a lot of damage. Just swipe it already, guys. Going into this phase with 2 people dead is already fucking stupid. But in the next 20 minutes here, I'm going to start removing people who are dying continuously to avoidable damage. You cannot die to Gestates, you cannot die to Blood Geysers. If you have the dot put on you, you have to focus on staying alive. That means dodging everything perfectly. If you don't have the dot put on you, you need to help soak circles. If you don't
release.
There's no circles to soak, you need to stay alive. People who cannot dodge the beams cannot do the spot fight on Heroic. Well, it's progression, we can't carry anybody. So if you continuously get hit by shit, you can't be here. So people need to focus on dodging stuff and staying alive more than absolutely anything. The vast majority of deaths here are people taking unless you get 2 of those dots put on you, if you die, most of the time it's because you're getting hit by avoidable stuff. Almost every time.
That's what it is that it Gestate. Because I see people drop and it's like, I can't heal that.
How do you dodge that, considering it targets a random player?
It targets a person, that person gets stunned in place. That person who's stunned in place radiates AoE damage to everyone around them. It's a very, very tiny radius to everyone around them. If you take 2 steps away from the person who's spawning the ad, you won't take the damage. And in fact, the person who's spawning the ad is not even standing where the ad is. You can attack the ad without standing near the person who's doing the AoE damage. So it does not impact your ability to help kill that ad quickly.
No, but if you get the Gestate.
If you get the Gestate, you're stunned. You can't do anything, but you shouldn't be taking the damage from it, I don't believe.
Okay. No, it gives you shadow damage every 2 seconds.
It does, but it's incredibly minor damage overall. Every 2 seconds.
19,000 every 2 seconds?
For 4 seconds. So you take 3 ticks. You take
5 seconds. So
you take 3 ticks of it. No, you take not even 60k. You take less than 60k damage.
Well, so
18k ticked 3 times.
There's nothing really you could do about it if you're stunned. I mean, if you stand next to someone who has a Gestate, that's a different thing.
Yeah, if you're the person who's actually stunned by it, yeah, you're gonna take that 60k. But anybody else can just take a step to the side and avoid it.
I was just curious because wasn't sure what I was supposed to do to avoid a gestate.
All right, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Someone needs to move. Let's Jen switch over to square quickly. Switch to square quick.
Someone, I thought already ran right there.
Oh, did they? Sorry, I didn't see the other person move. Yeah, try not to move ahead of time, guys. I don't want to risk. You can switch back after the debuff's been jumped.
We need one over here. Okay, we're good. They'll move.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, try not to switch ahead of time, guys. I'll call it out just to avoid 2 people accidentally moving. There's plenty of time for my call, so don't rush it. Yeah, make sure when you're at your clumps, guys, spread out just a little bit so when the gestate happens, you're not right on top of it. If you stack up super tight, the gestate will guarantee hit everybody in a clump, which is not necessary. I don't want to see it. We got a second immunosuppression from that ad, guys. You need to make sure you're attacking every single one, even if you have to scoot off your group just a little bit. You just have to be very mindful of where you're standing.
It's too far away.
Alright, spread out. Let's be very careful with the people with the dots.
Way in the back.
Someone needs to get that one in the back of the room. Oh, you got it just in time. Alright, another
I have
round
an
coming
Omega
up.
Vector on me.
Make sure you're dodging those
I
waves,
need someone
guys.
in this one next to me. Okay, Baja's got it.
Alright, get back to the positions. 1 mark to each one of the marks here for a second. We still... Yep, and then I just drop with only 1 dot on me. I don't know why we have people dying to this. Yeah, go ahead and wipe it. I've read for the last week about that dot and all that, and people, no one's been like has the issues we've been having, which is people dropping during phase 2. Like I don't know why where people are dying. Pick me up.
Oh, release.
I'm just gonna look at some of the numbers from that last go, but I don't know why people are dying, so I can't fix it. Bum, you got hit by 2 blood geysers, that's why you died. I died because I got Omega Vector right after soaking, so that was already low with a dot. Gaberis took 3 stacks. Yeah, Gaberis took 3 ticks of Omega Vector and died. Wave took 3 ticks of Omega Vector, died.
Maybe we had more healing coverage. Maybe the healers need to move to the center of the room because there was people that were low I couldn't heal. They were out of range.
Yeah. It's doing a shit ton of damage, but I mean, like, the damage from Omega Vector never goes up. It's always 18k every, or that's a little bit higher. It's about 26k every tick, and it ticks 6 times total. 6 times? 5 times.
5 times.
5 times total. So it doesn't quite, like, yeah, it's if somebody's topped off and they take 0 damage from everything else, they theoretically should survive. realistically, you're going to get clipped by something here and there. It's just going to happen. But even if that's the case, that someone only needs like a 20k heal to make sure that they don't die if they avoid everything. So let's try this. To the two priests, you guys are watching the entrance corners. You can still watch those corners primarily, but instead of standing in those corners, stand closer to the center. That way you can fucking hell. That way you can reach more people in the back and help out with that as necessary, but still reach your. Actually, to all the healers, you guys should try to stand closer to the center. So like you're still watching your respective corners first and foremost, but don't stand back in like the actual corner because you have very little coverage of the room. Stand closer to the center, like for example where I'm standing right now. If you're say on the right side, and you should be able to reach most of the room. And equivalently on the right side, the healer stands right over here, and you should be okay as well. Another thing I'm going to ask is if you get the Omega Vector put on you right when we're transitioning, and you're running around with stuff, try to give the disease to the healer nearby.
Oh yes.
It's as mean as that sounds, but that'll remove any risk of at least 50% of the time. It will be jumping to the healer and back and forth between the healer and somebody else. I don't want to again. It's very difficult to pull off the follow the healer. You two stand over here, and then let it bounce back and forth between you. Like that was very, very error prone and very difficult to get right transitioning in and out. And I don't think it's something we'll get to 100% reliably, which means it's just a crapshoot in the strategy, which I don't.
Also, a healer is always in range of themselves.
Right, precisely. So the idea is that if the healers are fairly close to the center here, basically on either side of the circle, on either side of the triangle, as soon as you run out of the group, run out, wait a second near one of the healers, let it jump to them, and then run off. And technically, it may bounce even between back and forth two healers towards the center. And healers, you just focus on healing yourselves and not worry about soaking any of the things, unless it's like a life or death moment where there's clearly 4 in the back or 4 in a corner and no one else is there to grab it.
Yeah, I know when it's going to despawn, and if there's nobody in it, I'll be in.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you can hop in it and blow bubble or whatever. But yeah, so let's try that. See if that cleans things up a little bit.
Before we start, can we just have the healers like stand apart for a second so I can see? Because I don't really read names like during a raid. I just want to make sure I see them and I know what they look like.
I have escape base.
If you can tell the healers as we're all running out of these clumps, good fucking luck. My point though is that the healers are going to be on either side of the circle and triangle. So if you have the dot put on you, just run off to the side, wait a couple seconds, and let it bounce. Just be careful not to stand near one another.
If you come to the center when you have that dot, I guarantee you I will heal you because you'll be in range.
Yeah.
And I'm healing the people at least one time.
Like this isn't a fixed thing, guys. Don't run across the map trying to get to a healer. My point is, healers are in the center. We all are in the center. Run out from the center, and if you can get it onto a healer, great. That should make things a little bit easier. But
kind of boring.
Yeah, let's just be careful. All right, here we go. We got to get the transition in and out of that phase cleaner.
3, 2, 1.
And we have to do that at least clean twice. After that, if we lose a couple people, it's fine.
Somebody from circle has to run to triangle.
I'll move to triangle. Okay.
Yep.
Get that ad. Alright, there should be one person in each now. It's imperative we only make sure you focus on these ads as soon as they spawn, guys. We need to make sure they only get one cast off each time. Here's the first immunosuppression. We should be fine on the second. Ad.
Wait, try not to get that.
Get this ad. Move away. Remember, if you have a debuff, just you have no Vanic effect of Dovik, so it's gonna bounce between you and bum. Careful. All right, make sure we get people by the console in the back of the room. That's where most of those are gonna go. Watch the waves, guys. Dodge the waves even when you're inside the circles. Just don't exit them if you've entered one. All right. I'll get the one. I'll get the. Oh, you guys got that.
We need help back here.
Yep. Don't try to soak 2, guys. Soaking 2 will kill you.
That's what happened.
Healing blow cooldown.
Yep. Get back into position, guys. It looks like we missed one. Just get back in position quick. Defensive if you get one of those debuffs. I don't want to see Spite drop. Yep, Spite drop. No, that's partly because we got an ad. We should not have gotten that ad. God. Ow. Yeah. It hurts once you start getting a bunch of stacks.
That sucks.
Alright, go ahead and wipe it up. That was better. We only lost a couple people, and the people we lost were directly tied to us not spawning that ad. Since that ad spawned, it cast immunosuppression, which means we couldn't top people off going into the next, coming back, and people just died. So we have to make sure we don't get these ads. As a reminder, guys, wherever he ends up wherever he is, he tends to not spawn many circles near him. He tends to only spawn 1 or 2 close to him, and most of them on the opposite side. So in the case where he goes to the front entrance of the room, which he's done a couple times now, the groups that are assigned to the front half should likely keep an eye on the back and be prepared to run back there as necessary. If there are no circles to soak in the center, you should get as far away from him as you can to make sure... Actually, well, yeah, let me put a mark on my head. If you're assigned, for example, to the entrance corners, and the boss appears over here, guys, like what happened last time, nobody should be sitting on these sides over here waiting if there's nothing to soak. You should sit in the center and just be prepared to get anything on the side, because you have plenty of time to get there. Your responsibility is to soak those if they spawn, but your responsibility is not to sit there next to him if there's nothing to soak. Stand a comfortable distance away so that you can run to where you need to when the time is appropriate, but don't put yourself in harm's way and make yourself harder to both heal and to dodge stuff. It's easier the further away you are from him. And if there's one point blank right next to him, try to have somebody soak it that is very, very nimble. I think, listening to you, ended up soaking that one close to him. If you do that, make sure you're in cat form and you're just moving side to side, dodging as fast as possible. You can.
Yeah, I was trying to, but I just soaked one. I got hit by the wave, and then nobody was standing again, so I went to stand again.
Yeah, so I will try to get the ones always closest to him, because I'm very good in Ghost Wolf. Plus, when I'm in Ghost Wolf, I take 20% less damage, even if I do fuck something up. So let's, yeah, I'll try to always get the ones closest to him wherever he is. I'm not going to any particular corner. But, yeah.
There is a Jeeves up behind the...
There's also a repair mallet. Alright, get in position, guys. We're going to do the countdown. So, repair quick. But yeah, that was better, and it seemed like people didn't just drop from having the debuff, so that means we had better heal coverage there. The couple deaths were directly related to not soaking things appropriately. The good news is the transitions aren't going to get harder, so when he dives the second time, that second transition, assuming everybody's up and we don't have, healers aren't out of mana, should be equally difficult to the first transition. The only thing that's difficult, that gets harder, is when he does the contagion cast.
3 cats. We have 3 cats.
Which is just a big AoE that we're going to eventually have to start cycle healing cooldowns to top people off.
That's a cat
before it goes off.
Hey, Sunny.
Alright, here we go. So, if we, which we almost certainly will, we'll get 3 transition phases. Once he comes up for the 3rd time, healers, we have to have something for every single one of those, or we're just gonna, someone will guaranteed drop. So, make sure we're calling things out and coordinating.
Somebody from square move.
Kinky, come over to circle.
Triangle. Triangle.
I'm there. I'm triangle.
Oh, triangle to triangle then. Oh right, I have it. God, I can't even see that.
Should I go back?
Yeah, go back afterwards. Yeah. Always reset position afterwards to balance out the groups. It's just to spread the dot. Make sure you're always getting those ads. You should be roughly at 50% by the first. Yeah, perfect. By the first time it gets immunosuppression off. Get that
First crack.
Alright, start backing off, guys. I don't think... Oh, he's moving. Okay, yeah, same place as before. So I'm going to run right up to him and grab whatever's close. I'll get the one in the corner there right next to him. Spread out and grab the other ones, guys.
Birds out.
I'll get this one close to him again. There's nothing near him, so get away, guys, unless you... Yeah, get
Punch
away.
back here. Cyber, don't stand in two.
If you get the dot put on you, use a defensive source. Don't drop it.
I don't have any. I don't have.
We missed one again.
How? How?
There were like 4 back here. I said I needed help, and
Well, I know,
I only got 1 person over here.
My point is there was nothing in half the rooms. I have no idea how we missed anything in the back.
Bring it closer to the center. Yeah.
I'm not going to call a wipe yet just because I want people to get used to the damage they're going to be taking during this phase.
I've got 4 stats. Before time.
Both of mine are on cooldown.
If you have 0 stacks, guys, you need to stand on top of somebody with the mark to ensure that you get it. No one should be at 0 at this point. If you're at 0, bravo, you didn't get hit during the transition. But you need to be picking up some stacks during this. And if you have a few too many stacks, take a couple steps back behind your group so you don't get extra ones if you're much higher. If you're at 3, that's about the average. If you're at less than 3, you should be picking stacks up. And if you're at greater than 3, you should force yourself to get them.
Can I get a battle res so I can soulstone a healer? There's not one on bum anymore for some reason.
I'm tanking. I can't.
Alright, go ahead and wipe it.
Alright, now we're wiping.
Yeah, we lost too many people, so they were
And
putting
Sunny
too many
moved.
stacks of the immunosuppression. So you healers had a shit ton to heal off. If we need everybody up so that we can kill that ad before the second one comes around. I'm gonna take a look at damage real quick here. Oh, I can't right now. Wipe it quick, please. Don't soak any of these.
Damn it, needed 1 second.
No, I have to stay near the boss because
That's
his
just a quick
threat
question.
table
This wave
resets.
when it comes out, they're gonna apply it to you, this contingent.
And I
whatever
believe
the
he said that the tanks need to never take one.
Yes.
It's basically just increasing of the. I'm trying to understand what does it increase.
What damage he takes that's higher? The boss himself, when he's up, every 20 seconds or so does an AoE called Contagion. That's hits for about 36k nature damage. That goes up. That hits harder for every stack of the debuff you have. That's the only thing that hits harder. Everything else is exactly the same. The dot that gets put on you is the same. The blood beams that hit you are the same. The pools you soak is the same. The Gestation's the same. The only thing that's nature damage is his AoE called Contagion. So theoretically, if you get high stacks, oh shit, I'm at 7, you just have to start cycling personal cooldowns whenever you're not at full health. So, oh, I'm not full health for this one, use a health stone. Oh, I have 8 stacks now, I'm going to use a defensive cooldown, and that's it. Like, that's all you can do. But since it's very targeted and it's very, like, you know it's coming and it's very predictable, you can use cooldowns to make sure you stay alive.
I see. Can I get a res bomb or Novik or whatever?
Just stay there, I'm coming.
I need one too, please.
Ah, so you guys, I thought we got a mass res. I mean, we got a source.
No, it didn't go out fast.
Yeah, I messed it up.
Ah, so it's a source fault. Finally.
Yeah.
DPS is all fucking over the place. Just looking at the last couple goes, like every go, somebody's at the bottom, not necessarily dead, but at the bottom, and then the next go they're top 5. We need to be more consistent here, or I can't kick any of you. Someone needs to consistently suck so I can kick you. Stop alternating who sucks.
But wait, Dastard might be.
You can always ask for volunteers, Dastard.
To step out? That doesn't fucking help me.
No,
The
to get
people
kicked. Not step
Oh,
out. No, not just to
whatever.
get-
That doesn't make any sense.
Just to give you the satisfaction.
I don't get satisfaction from kicking people. I get satisfactions from killing bosses. I only kick people when I feel that their numbers aren't helping.
Well, you said someone needs to consistently fuck up so you can kick somebody. I'm thinking that was what you wanted.
My point is I can't use that as a fix if people are all over the damn place. I mean, we have some people doing really, really good DPS here. That's great. The top, 6 people are doing really, really great from go to go. Fucking hell, people are... Yeah, what the... It's different every fucking go who's on top and who's on the bottom. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
I mean,
Well, some
different
things
people
are
are dying every time.
For example, where we are here at Circle, I can't melee that ad 50% of the time.
You need to attack it every single time, even if it brings you dangerously close to somebody.
Well, I have to.
You
go right
have
up
to
the
kill
boss.
the ad. Do whatever it takes.
No, I do
to-
what I do to kill the ad, and I do my best to cleave off him. But if he's positioned clear across the room from me, across the aisle from me, there's nothing I can do without jumping into another group.
I mean, no, what? Don't ever suggest that. Anyway, tanks are always tanking him, so the ad should always be close to the X. He should never be by circle, he should never be by triangle, he should never be by square, he'll be by X. He might be slightly skewed to a side, in which case you just need to take a step closer. The only important thing is if you have to take it, you can move out of position if you need to. The critical thing is you can never be next to somebody who has the debuff, because if you get 2 debuffs at the same time, we're pretty much fucked. So that's the only thing you
ad
have
has
to be careful
pretty
of.
much in the center, which is the ideal for everybody.
So I mean, the tank not tanking is picking up the ad, which should be happening, and since they're not tanking the boss at that time, take position, the time to position the ad as best you can in the center. If you skew to a side, you can run away from X to reposition the ad so that everybody can cleave it, and then just make sure you're back at X when you taunt the boss. But reposition the ad wherever. Just try not to stand on top of a group and get the debuff. All right, here we go.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Also, guys, it's not other people's responsibility to see how many stacks you have. You need to be the one being trying to keep up.
Novik, move over to square for a second. Move to square for just a moment until you lose your stack, in which case, then come back.
I hate this stuff.
Alright, come back, Novik.
Somebody blows them down.
Revival.
Blowing a cooldown.
like why Felicity just dropped.
Omega, Jester, Omega, Jester.
If you get hit by a bunch of Gestates, you're standing too close. You have to avoid that.
Only one, actually, 2 hits only.
You died, so probably enough.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
take
I
a
got
couple
4 of
steps
these
away.
so far.
Yeah, if you keep getting it, you need to step away from the group so that you don't keep getting them. You can control whether you get them or not. It's your own responsibility to avoid people. Alright,
I'm running to the back. We have a bunch back.
Yep. We have coverage of everything in the front, so make sure we're getting stuff in the back, guys. Even if you're assigned to the front.
Can't get that.
If you're at half health, use a health stone or defensive cooldown, guys. But don't double up. You don't get any benefit standing in the circle if somebody else is. You just take damage for no reason.
We got it. Bad.
Yep. Somebody was standing in the same circle as me, and the circle next to us we missed.
There's my circle.
But, I mean, we're not improving at all. We keep getting to come back, 3 people are dead every single time. Wipe it.
6 killing?
No, God no.
No.
We don't need more heals at all. We need to keep if we need 6 heals, we need to replace healers if that's a problem. So we don't need to.
Well, that was probably their spot, Myro, and they didn't realize 2 people had it. I was about to call it out, but somebody moved.
To help it with the 6 kills.
Yeah, if you have the dot put on you guys, you can't run into a group until everything's fine, or until you're clear where you're going.
Yeah, I was dead center of the middle this time, soaking circles and healing, and I couldn't see anything behind me where Raj was at.
I'm gonna replace these markers real quick, guys. If you were previously standing in one, you're still standing in the same one. Sorry that I'm switching these out. Back group is now purple diamond, triangle group is now star. Basically what I want to have happen is when we're coming back from the transition, whichever mark you are, run to a particular group. That way we don't have 2 people running to the same one. So once we're stacking back up, if you have the dot and you're the circle person, the circle is above your head, run to circle. As soon as your dot has left you, then go back to whichever group is appropriate. But that will prevent people from doubling up. So, but it's all personal responsibility here, guys, with regards to dodging things correctly and making sure you don't pick up too many stacks, or you don't run the dot to the wrong place. It's all like, I can't call it. It's you have to handle it, and if you can't do this. That's just how it is.
Cyber.
People need to be quicker with their own personal defensives if they start getting low, be it health stones or defensives, but I don't want to see people dropping. If you have the if you get the dot or the omega vector put on you, know that it's scary. You may die. You need to do whatever you can to stay alive. Focus as that is your priority for staying up, because losing 2 or 3 people during that phase is a wipe. We can't recover from that unless it's the very last transition. Alright, here we go. Throw a fort on Cyber.
5,
He was late
4,
to res.
3, 2, 1.
Got 1 in each.
Yep. Triggers me a little bit that the marks are slightly different, but whatever. After the transition, though, the marks should match up to the corresponding colors if we do this correctly. At this point, with how many people there are, if you get a second stack of the debuff, you should already back up from the group. No one should get more than 2 during the first phase here. I'm getting my second, so after I lose it, I'm gonna take a step back. Shake, try to take a step forward so you don't get a second. Same idea. Just move away from the actual marker a little bit. If you don't have the debuff, try to stay on the marker.
Healing a little bit.
That's second immune.
Yep. This is gonna spawn slightly off to the side because I'm backed up. Sorry. Just taunted quick. Alright, spread out. Watch Lesnichi.
It's too far away.
Yes. I'm gonna stand right next to the boss. There's nothing to grab right next to him. Make sure we're getting the ones in the back of the room.
Birds are out.
Two people down. Alright, start heading back. Careful, if you have a Mega Vector, make sure you run to the appropriate mark. If you have a Mega Vector, run to the appropriate mark. Did we do that correctly? We did! Hey, that's one thing that went well. We just lost.
And now you can switch back to wherever you...
Now yeah, you can go back to wherever you need to afterwards. But I was stacked up at the circle and I just dropped. I mean, we had, I think, 2 healers dead already, but yeah. Go ahead and wipe it again. At least that fixed one problem. I can't ask for more than one problem at a time. You still gotta why people are dropping though.
Another reason why people are dropping on that phase change is the last plague to spawn. No one focuses that, so it gets another immune suppression off right as we're transitioning.
Well, we're focusing it, just it sometimes gets pulled too far away. Like, sometimes I'm trying to get in the very back of the room and I can't DPS.
That last ad that spawns is gonna get 2 immunosuppressions. It's gonna happen. We can't. Everyone's running around to make sure we absorb this stuff, and that may be. Yeah, it's almost certainly gonna get a second one off. We don't have the DPS to kill it quickly enough, so we just have to deal with that. It sucks. Maybe healers, we need to save a cooldown specifically to heal off that immunosuppression that happens. Not the first one, because you guys can probably manually heal that off, but the second one as we're starting to run around, so that those get wiped off, so people don't die while they have those on. But we're expected to get that. We don't have the DPS to skip it.
And that makes sense what I'm seeing, because I'm healing people and they're still dying, but because they have that suppression on, they're not getting healed.
Yeah. So
you've got a Mega Vector, and then you got somebody soaking, and then I can't heal them.
Yeah. Be conscious of the. As a reminder, guys, when you soak something, you get a dot put on you. It doesn't hit crazy hard, but if you can't take any heals, and you also get a Mega Vector, it gets a little messy. But at least we didn't spawn any ads that go, and we got the dots back to where they needed to be. So a little bit of progress. But yeah. Keep in mind during that phase, if there's nothing to DPS, I mean, once that ad is dead, there's nothing to DPS. So if you're a hybrid spec, you should probably just throw some heals around. There's no reason not to. If you can't actually do any damage during that phase, there's no reason not to throw heals around and help out. So druids and shaman and monks, and I think that's it. Yeah. Wave, you got bandages, right? You should be running around bandaging people.
God, thank God.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing that?
Because I switched. I've evolved. I now believe in the healing power of urine.
Crystals.
I only thought Taylor's had
Golden
bandages
showers.
Jade will run around, stick jade eggs in people. That'll do it. Alright, here we go.
5,
Just gotta make sure each go we get slightly better, guys.
2, 1.
We gotta recognize a problem and fix it and keep going. So give it your all during those transitions, going in and going out.
1 and 8.
Do we? Yeah, we're good.
Or we stay over there. Karen.
But I had the wrong.
Doesn't matter. Not at this point.
Don't be
Now
clever.
I think I just use my revival.
Alright.
step away from me if you can.
Healing cooldown.
Good. Skip the second immunosuppression. Me twice. Goodness. Keep in mind, if you have 2 stacks of the debuff guys, you should probably take a step away from the group. Let everyone else in your group get a stack. And if 2 is just too much, I mean, 3 would be too much. 2 is fine, but don't get a 3rd. Alright, he's going under. Nuke the ad, nuke the ad. Might be able to kill it before a second immunosuppression if we're quick. Yeah, we did that time. Good. Get that one, Yuri, that time.
Birds out.
Make sure you're dodging while staying inside, guys. Make sure you're dodging. Good. Another round of them. You got that one in front, Yuri? Alright, cool. Make sure you're dodging, guys. Make sure you're dodging. Some people are a little bit low. Use a defensive. Shit, Cyber got 2. That's terrible. Oh god, this was gonna be perfect. This was actually the nicest go, and we got 2 people stacked up, and then we missed one. Well, that's not good. Damn it! Everything else actually looked really, really good that go.
Guys, if you have the dot, don't stack up with other people with the dot.
The problem is somebody ran between 2 people with the dots, is what I'm gonna guess happened.
That is too far from the start.
Like, it's unless you assign specific people to always be bouncing it back and forth, it is always possible.
Well, people need to be fucking aware of their surroundings.
I will not. I yell at Cyber all the time. I won't yell at him at this time because I didn't see exactly what happened.
Well, I don't know. I'm saying there might have been 2 people really close to each other.
The only thing we can do is, if you have the Omega Vectors, is try to be as far apart from one another as possible. Go ahead and wipe it, guys. That was good. That was a lot. That was a big improvement. The biggest improvement, in fact. But we need to just be careful of that dot jumping. So try. If you have Omega Vector on you during the transition, your priority is to. The hell? Sorry. The priority is to survive and to not have your dot jump onto somebody else. Most of the time, it's the other people's responsibility to accept the dot from you during like phase 1 to make sure it bounces around correctly. But people are running amok and trying to soak pools and trying to save us from getting extra ads. Some cases, if you have the dot, it's your own responsibility to move a little bit away from other people with the dot, so the chance of 2 people getting the same dot is minimal. It's a damn shame because that was actually our first death, was Cyber getting both of those, and then it just started jumping to one person to the next, killing them. If that hadn't happened, I think we would have gotten through that transition with no deaths and actually a fairly decent, fairly low stacks. That was actually a big improvement. So we just have to do. Yeah. Yep. I know. But yeah, we just need to. Oh wow, yeah. Holy shit. Actually, damage was great that go. You sucked. But everyone else was great. Roger, you sucked a little bit. Gavin maybe sucked a little bit as well. But overall, we were fine. Alright. Let's go again. I mean, right now it's not DPS that's wiping us. if we're wiping just before third transition, then yes, I could say that. But other things are wiping us. All right, here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I think we have one in each.
Yeah, we're good right now. Thank you, Myro, for
Cool down, please.
Yeah, I'm right under the boss and I couldn't hit that ad.
Yeah, be careful about that. That was a bit away. Thankfully, this first one is easy to kill because we have all of our cooldowns.
And the second one, can't touch it either.
Well, it wasn't up yet. Now
it spawned and it didn't even get picked up by a tank. It got killed. It killed a DPS.
Birds.
Yeah, I had a mega vector, so it might have jumped prematurely.
It looks like there's one in each group. It's fine.
Add.
People keep pulling off the ad there, tanks. I don't know what's going on, but we almost got a second immunosuppression as a result. Let's make sure we don't miss those ads.
Ad.
Yep, get this ad. Move away from the group, but kill this ad quick. Careful.
Fuck. He went through everybody.
It's fine, it's fine. It's just a stack. It's just one stack. You got that one? Alright, cool. Make sure you're dodging these guys. And remember, if there's nothing to, don't double up in those circles. You don't get any benefit from it.
That wasn't intentional.
There's one in the back that needs someone.
Thank you. Alright, make sure you get to your correct marks, guys. Get to your correct marks if you are, whichever your dot is. Novik, make sure you get a purple diamond. Just make sure you get a purple diamond after the cooldown.
Bedpost has it.
Bedpost, I'll take it from you. Just don't
Dwarf has it right now, so make sure you're on Dwarf.
Yeah, I'll fine.
It's
fine. It's fine. Just quiet on comms.
We need to move one of ours over to Star.
Second immunosuppression.
Yeah. Have the people that make sure.
I know.
Thank you, Source. You can come back.
Innervate me.
Battle Res Zul's alarm. Yeah, we need one more. 3 people down is where we're starting to get 2 double immunosuppressions now. We gotta be careful.
Popping revival.
Did you just turn around and punch somebody to death? Alright, go ahead and wipe it up. Just stack in his circle. Which, funny enough, doesn't do any damage. It just gives you stacks. Oh no, it does do... Oh no, it doesn't seem like it does... I can't tell if it does damage or not. I really can't.
Well, if you're close enough to those beams, they do. The geysers.
That's true. I can't tell if I take damage because I constantly had a bubble from Kinky on me, so I didn't know if it was anything.
Sorry! Stopped healing a long time ago.
Well, I had a bubble sit. I got to 30 stacks almost. And I had a bubble on me the whole time.
This is a fun game.
Alright. I mean, again, improvement, guys. Better. There were some weird things with threat there. We pulled a number of those ads off us. I don't know why.
My internet kind of shit out at the beginning. That's probably why.
that might explain it. In terms of the deaths here, let's see here. Wave soaked a circle, but also had Omega Vector ticks right next to one another, so that's why he dropped. Lesnichi, same thing. He soaked a circle and then got Omega Vectored.
I had a
Raja
Mega
was
Vector when I was
Raja.
talking because nobody was moving.
Yeah, try not to do that unless you absolutely need to, and if you do that, if you don't blow cooldown, you guarantee will
did.
die.
All I had, I bear form and what's it called, bear skin. I did everything.
Rev died just to Omega Vector damage. Hao died to Omega Vector plus the AoE from Contagion. Spite died just to Omega Vector. Zulsalar died just to Omega Vector the second time. And then after that, it doesn't really matter anymore.
How did I die the first time?
You got punched by an ad.
Range.
Oh.
So the first transition is looking better and better, guys. We just need to make sure the first transition nobody dies. Second transition, maybe if we lose somebody, we'll see. But I mean, like right now the boss is getting to like 66% or so before he dives under, which is not great. I'd like to get him sub 60. We really need to.
If you want him sub 60, then have less swap to heals.
I think the other thing is too. So I'm kind of starting to notice with heals that second phase and with bum calling out reach. I mean, I had almost no mana.
You guys had no mana. When I was watching, when you guys switched to second, we just switched to second. The Novik bomb and the boom was out of mana.
When you say second, you mean the submerge phase or the second?
After first, one, after the first submersion, then keep a pop. The second, I mean for the second time.
Yeah.
Heals was out of mana. Novik bomb and the boom was out of mana.
It's expected to have at least 2 submerge and at least 3 phases up on a first or a kill.
I mean, we might be getting this far, but I don't know. We won't have any mana to go any further.
You guys are healing really, really hard at the beginning, and I noticed that was my biggest mistake. You can't do that.
Well,
if we don't, then random people will die.
You need to focus the people that get gestated, and you need to focus the people that get the Omega Vector, but everybody else should be standing in a healing rain or some type of AoE heal.
Yeah, the immunosuppression should be passively healed off. If we're having to manually heal off immunosuppression, we're getting too scared. Passive heal should be enough to heal those off, and that should be the biggest source of saving mana.
Okay.
Like I have 2 heals. I have a heal that takes a shit ton of mana, and then I have a heal that doesn't take hardly any, and that's the only thing I use in the first phase. And I'm not using cooldowns. Please.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys got to do testing, I mean, even if we have some wipes, watch which heals you actually use, especially using your high cost mana moves. Like, I know even regrowth is like pretty expensive unless you get like a free cast on it.
Yeah, it's all about efficiency during the first phase 1 and is whenever possible. The only people who really need strong or fast heals are probably not even really fucking tanks. I don't think they're taking that much, but just the people with honestly not immunosuppression, the Omega Vector. That's really it. All right, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I need to get closer. It's too far away.
Somebody needs to move. We gotta start.
Well, I think we got.
Now we have 2 on diamond.
I'll
come to circle.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't dump to the same person, it's fine. just an Omega Vector. Pick him up. We need every DPS up. Otherwise, we're not going to make this check. We did more damage that time, somehow. Watch how. Get this ad. Try to get it before the next immunosuppression.
Really?
I'm putting the birds.
Make sure we get all these guys. There's not much in the by the entrance.
Somebody in the back, back.
I got it.
Oh, one still got missed somewhere else.
Yeah, it did. All DPS focus on that ad, but that ad is gonna fuck us. We can't do that. Did we miss a second one? Yeah, wipe it. 2 in the back corner. Guys, there was one in the back corner that got missed by the back left corner by the blood coming out, and I didn't hear a single call from the 7 people assigned to that corner about the one being missed and them needing help. We're not going to do this unless we have better communication. As a reminder with grabbing the circles, guys, you're not supposed to grab the first fucking circle you see. You should grab the circle furthest from you that you can get so that you grab the one in the farthest back corner, and then as other people, latecomers, run, they grab the ones that are a bit closer. But if you leave the one that needs to be soaked as the one in the back corner, nobody from the opposite side of the room is going to be able to get over there and help you. If you're assigned to a corner, your responsibility is the ones furthest from the center first, and then leave the ones closest to the middle as the ones for backups to grab. Otherwise, you're just making everybody's job harder on them for no reason. Don't be lazy. It's not like there's anything to DPS during that phase. Unless you screw up, in which case, well... Yeah, but only for the first few seconds. Honestly, we're killing it almost before the pools even appear. By the time he switches, like, the ad's up, we're generally killing it before the pools are even spawning at this point. So it might be a little bit, you might have to run a little bit to get to your spot, but, yeah.
Can we have the tanks pull that ad that spawns right at the end, like just to the side, not pull him all the way far away from the middle?
I mean, they're generally not pulling it too far unless they're chased after by the swirl.
Yeah, because I mean that time it was by the door corner, like far in that corner.
Because I went for the howl.
Yeah, that was when Wave said, "Ah, shit, fuck, really," because it went right through them, and they had to move out of the way. Alright, let's go.
Can I get a pally buff?
I need a fort as well.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We're good, nobody moved.
Healing cooldown.
Revival.
Careful with Baja.
I'm healing cooldown.
Put Baja on how. You guys, Baja, try not to get another stack. Alright. Damage is looking good on the boss at least. Alright, start nuking the ad. Nuke the ad. We need the ad to go down. Pull it a few steps away. Alright, get to your spots. Run off. Careful with the Omega Vectors as they bounce around. I'll get this one in the center that's being missed. Don't worry about it, guys. I'll got it. Alright. Get the next round. And if there's any near you that need to be grabbed, I'll get you got that one bed? Alright, careful.
I got the one in the back.
Yeah.
You got that Baja? Good.
Bird.
If you get to half health, use cooldowns, get back in position, make sure the mark's in the right spot, guys. Make sure the mark's in the right spot. Ah, last second we lost 2 people.
Blowing healing cooldown.
Gimma, I think you... Well, it's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Pick up Bloom. Keep an eye on your stacks, guys. The average number of stacks is 3 or 4 right now. A few people have 0. If you have 0 stacks, you need to get a few of these.
Actively try to get them.
Like, you need to get them, otherwise people will die with the high stacks. So I think, what is it here? Lesnichi, Novik, Bomb.
I'm trying to get it.
Oh, I know, I know.
Gabaros.
Novik, you're at the circle, right? So just take a couple steps back, and the person who's marked will take a couple steps back as well, just so it's more obvious. I'm at 5, so I'm done with it. Right now. I shouldn't have killed Pyro, he only had 2 stacks.
Lance, innervate me.
That's like 2% mana.
2% he didn't have.
Get this ad before it gets a second cast off, guys. Make sure you're always focusing the ad. If you can't cleave it, make sure you single target if you can't cleave. He's gonna go down in about 10 seconds here, so get ready. Let's do a second phase 2. We're actually looking pretty good on track DPS wise.
Ad's up.
Alright, get the ad, focus this ad, get this ad killed quickly, quickly, quickly. Watch out where he's going. Alright, there's a bunch by the entrance that need to be absorbed, guys. Get the ones by the entrance. Good, good, good. One in the center, good. Use defensive cooldowns here, guys, to stay up. If you have any stacks on you, just be careful. Careful purple diamond and circle, you're very close to each other. You don't want those dots to bounce back and forth between you. Raja, do not be near Bloom. You don't want to jump to each other. Alright, get back to your spots, guys. Get the
Cyber was
the
in
correct
between
spots.
us, I think. I was trying to run away.
Get to your appropriate marks, guys. We can still potentially do this. We just have to focus those ads very crazily. Ad.
We've got 2 going around at Diamond. We're just probably going to die because it's 2 on the same.
Oh, it's double on the same person. You have to blow a defensive cooldown if you get that double. Yeah, somebody didn't go to the right spot.
No, it happened during the...
Oh, I see, yeah.
We tried to move, but literally there was like nobody else.
Yeah.
Birds incoming 3 seconds.
If you get the way to use the defensive, this is still feasible. It's just gonna be very tough. Make sure these ads drop.
Whoever has the
Birds
2,
out.
2 people can stack up exactly on top of them and they split.
It should work that way.
It shouldn't.
I doubt it's gonna happen. Leaf keeps getting the double stacks, but just make sure you have defensives. Just keep going, guys. We can do this. Get the ad, get that ad quick. We can't let it get a second immunosuppression.
Need a healing cooldown.
I'm out.
There's a battle right.
We have a buff.
Pick up a healer. Probably Novik. As soon as he's out of that form. He's gonna do... I'm not calling a wipe, keep going. We just have to survive this phase, guys. Do everything you can, kill this ad quickly and do everything you can to soak the circles. If we can survive, we might be able to squeeze out 12% before we all die horrifically. We need 3 people in the front to soak these. I'm getting the one furthest. Someone
I got the one by him.
2 more in the front, good. Call out, there's one in the middle that's being missed. Alright, we got that, good.
I got it.
No, we have 2 amalgamations now.
Yeah, then it's going to be a wipe. We're going to die. Alright, well, that was a big jump in effectiveness. We got the 13% there. Honestly, we lost maybe like 2 DPS, and then we started losing people once Cyber got the double stack, and then it started bouncing between people. We just have to be careful about that. I think still it's going to be more error prone to try and get it exactly onto people to bounce back and forth. But if you notice that's happening, people with Omega Vector, just try to either call for somebody to help and intercept in between, or try to separate yourself.
Are we releasing?
Yes, I do not have a stone.
No, it's fine. It just shit happens, and people moving around there either dodging stuff to stay alive or trying to absorb. But overall, that was obviously our best attempt. He was about to submerge, or was that the third submerge? Yeah, that was the third submerge. He was at 12%. If everybody was alive, he would be sub 10. He would be probably around 8% or so, maybe even 6. And then when he comes up, then we just have to very quickly finish him off. So it's expected we're going to have 4 phase 1s, but that 4th phase 1, even if half the people are dead, we just tunnel the boss, ignore all the ads, and we should be able to finish it. So we have to handle 3 transitions. Yep.
Bum, what's your how long does it take for your cooldown?
Revival is 3 minutes. Birds are 3 minutes.
All right.
To get perspective, that fight was 6 minutes and 32 seconds long.
So, Bloom, yours is what, 2 minutes, or 3?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you say?
How long should it cool down? So 2 minutes or 3? Your trank.
I'm not spec'd into it as 3.
So you're at 2.
No, I think she said she's not spec'd into it, so it is 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's sorry.
All right.
Is that something you may want to respec into? Because I was actually going to bring up a point. Sorry to interrupt real quick. Everyone here, most hybrids here, have one talent row that is about raid healing and helping out with those. It's worth looking at that and seeing if you have the correct thing for it. If it's a personal defensive cooldown, maybe it makes sense to have that. Maybe it makes sense to have something that helps a little bit with just general raid healing. Not that you need to save everybody's life, but anything to help remove the immunosuppressions just kind of passively helps in the long run. Carry on.
Does anybody have a crystal or a tome I can switch my spec?
Yeah, I've got some.
So, and then Kinky, do you have that big giant yellow bubble thing cooldown or no?
Yeah.
All right. How long does that last?
10 seconds.
And then what's the cooldown timer on it?
3 minutes.
All right. And then paladins don't really have anything, right?
But like, where would I? It's just so small. Like, we're all
You'd probably
spread
end up having to do is you'd probably have to put it in the very center of the room. It would probably be useful to help us mitigate contagion damage. Put it in the very center, and either people with high stacks or everybody can just take a couple steps closer to the boss. As long as we're all grouped up so the dot doesn't bounce between groups, we could all still be separate and still be inside the bubble if it's centered in the middle.
You want me to put it like where we're tanking him?
Yeah, basically right on top of him, and everybody in their groups just takes 2 steps forward to stand just barely in the bubble.
I don't. It's pretty small.
I mean, do you want to try putting it down now just to take a look? Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
That's all pile in, yeah.
Yeah, if I mean, like we don't have to be completely separate from one another. Like we just take it. Yeah, as long as we take steps in to reduce the damage of 1 round of contagion, so people don't die. That's
Honestly,
fine.
most of us are stepping in there close just to attack their ass.
Yeah, precisely. The melee are definitely going to benefit it immediately.
Would Luminous Barrier be better than?
I'll get the face.
Because Luminous Barrier just kills everybody within a 40-yard range.
No, Luminous Barrier is trash. I'm running a Vandalism.
Oh, okay.
Saying all these things, I don't know what you guys are saying.
All right, so and then Rev, I'm correct in saying that holy paladins don't really have a.
I do now.
AOE. Oh, how long does that last?
It's called Aura of Mercy. It's every 3 minutes, or Aura Mastery, but it's Aura of Mercy. And when I use Wrath, and that it'll heal the whole raid for probably 80,000.
Okay.
Every person.
All right, so let's do this, guys. I'll just I'll call it when I call out your name. Just that means to use a 3-minute cooldown for healing.
Navik, I will try to save birds for the second No, I'll pop birds on the first.
Yeah, so for the guys that have like two, so like I have my 12-minute healing cooldown one. I'm gonna pop that one first, probably in the first phase, and then save my 3-minute divine hymn for the second phase, and then my 12 minutes will probably actually be back up in the third phase because the more I heal, the timer goes down. So it should be up by that last phase, probably towards the end, but still, it'll be back up. Then you guys have the 3-minute, which some of you might use in the first phase. Probably most of you won't use in the first phase, so just kind of take it as I call your guys' names out.
Real quick question: did switching to more mana-friendly heals and triaging just the critical people and letting passive heals help your mana a bunch?
Absolutely. Doing low mana heals is the way to go on this fight.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. It helps a lot.
Yeah, it's very scary. Like I think we since you guys have swapped, there's been 1 or 2 deaths of people with just the dot. I think like Bioden and other people. But the trade-off is you guys can last an extra 3-4 minutes, which you guys can last an extra 3-4 minutes.
That is important, sir.
Yeah, so
hey, Navik, I got an idea that may help us even further. So when everyone gets when the debuff is passed, if we leave Rev, like Rev, just because of your just tank heals or just OP and melee heals, concentrate on the melee group or at least the tanks, and then me and Navik and Kinky can concentrate on whatever group we're in, like the star, the circle, or the diamond. So whoever gets that, that's who I'm going to go for to make sure I get them back up and then go back to raid healing.
Well, I kind of just heal who's low.
Are you using binding heal instead of heal? That's more.
No, I'm using
efficient.
heal.
Well, binding heal is more mana efficient. It doesn't heal as much as heal, but it's more mana efficient, and it heals you and 2 other people.
Yeah, I know, but for this case, I'm using heal for this particular boss. It'll be fine. It's working great.
Real quick here, we're gonna have to get going so we make sure we don't run out of goes. I'm very happy to hear all this lovely synergy. Keep in mind, if any of your things don't have good coverage for AOE, rather, if your AOE has a very tiny radius, feel free to move into the center of the center right on top of the boss before casting it. If you think that'll get hit more people, the only thing you have to be careful of is that you don't move into the center while you have an Omega Vector. Otherwise, if you're in the center, Omega Vector is not going to jump to you. It's going to jump to somebody at one of the marks unless somebody's wildly out of position, which shouldn't be a problem. So feel free to reposition as you need to for optimal heals. All right, here we go, guys. That was feeling really good. Let's do this.
Really feeling it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Move up so that you can nuke the guy as he's getting into position. Those precious 1 or 2% matters.
Alright, blowing my cooldown.
Get sad.
Bum, go ahead.
Add. Careful with Raja and Rev. Rev, be careful. You don't want to pick up any more Mega Vectors. Make sure you stay out of the group. Be prepared to use defensives to not drop during the next phase 1. Alright, get away from the boss, guys. Nuke this ad.
I need to get closer.
Get it before it does another immunosuppression.
Birds out.
I'm gonna get the one in the back corner closest to the console. Don't worry. Oh, you got that one? All right, good. Good. Go for it. Go for it. Throw heals around as necessary. Help out.
I got 2 by.
Get some distance from that thing, guys. Some of you are standing really close to that. All right. Get to your appropriate markers, guys. Get to your appropriate markers. Careful with Fury. If you have the debuff on you, make sure you get to the right spot. We'll pick up Gimma. Go ahead and pick up a battle res Gimma.
Yeah, move. You should be on circle.
Let's separate those debuffs.
Move to circle.
Start.
All right, someone needs to
won't
scoot
start.
over. Roger, move over to start.
I can't. I was stunned. Somebody else did.
Okay, good. We're good. Just move back to your default positions, guys. We're all good. Focus on these ads. We're fine. We might get a second. Fuck.
Go ahead.
Rev's down. How long on battle res? Probably a while, I assume.
2 minutes.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't know what keeps getting you, Rev. But we can't have you drop.
I was low and I got hit by the contagion.
I mean, everyone does. Yeah, wipe it so we can get another going. It's not with a healer down for 2 minutes. There's no way we're gonna do this with people dropping.
1 minute.
It doesn't matter. It's a wipe. Calling it.
Okay, guys, to remind, when we come back together after that transition phase, make sure if you have the Omega thing, Vector, make sure you go to the mark that coincides with the mark on your head.
That was almost a very, very clean transition, too. Boss would have been at about 35% when he went under, which is almost enough to get him in before he submerges a 3rd time. So that was with a death and some other, so we might be able to do it if all the stars align.
Don't release, I'm guessing.
Do we have a res?
Yes.
All right, let's res us then.
And if the mark on your head is not where you're assigned, drop off the Omega Vector, then run.
Yeah.
I think people were confused, and that may have been why me and Rev dropped. People were distracted.
Healers, if you can barely hear me, turn me up in whatever voice chat we're using these days.
Discord?
Yeah, TeamSpeak, I don't know.
Picked a bad day to stop drinking.
No, it's Ventrillio, bro.
Oh, is it Ventrillio now, or what's the one back in the day was before that?
AIM?
No, it's like Roger, Dodger, or something like
There was
that.
Mumble and TeamSpeak and all that stuff. Anyway.
Remember when we used to use MySpace to communicate in raids?
All right, real quick here, guys. Get your buffs and everything. Just remember, when we come back from the transition, whatever mark is on your head, if you have a Mega Vector, run to the corresponding mark just so that they're separate.
Any anvil out?
Yes, there's one right next to the food right now. The good news is, guys, we're getting much closer. We're doing a lot more damage. We're staying alive a lot longer. This has gotten a significant clean. Like any attempt now could be a kill attempt as long as we don't screw up one part of the major mechanic. But I think we have a strategy that works with a fairly high success rate. Pretty much, Raja. All right, here we go. As we start the fight, let's make sure everybody's attacking him right away, guys. So don't sit at your mark waiting. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Try not to pull a second early for people pre-potting. It prevents them from using
I'm running to star. Gab runs to circle.
He's too far.
He's a little bit far. Just fine. Just scoot over a couple steps, guys. That's fine. Just scoot a couple steps closer to him. You don't have to be exactly at your mark. Let's not waste time trying to reposition.
No, Vic, go back.
What the fuck? Pick up Zul Solar. There goes our one battle res.
And Gab, you should be. Oh well, stay there because you got it again. You're supposed to run back at me from.
Add.
No, Novik, stay there. You shouldn't be switching spots at all right now.
Just during the transition, you run to the correct mark. When we're coming back, from the phase, it's to make sure they're separate. But once they're initially split, we don't give a shit where they are as long as they're one in each.
Somebody's running in place. The Somebody move.
Go ahead, Bob.
Got it.
Get this ad. Shen is DCing.
Diamond, can you move up a step?
Diamond, move up a little bit.
Alright, get the ad. Switch the ad.
Birds.
Awesome, man.
Alright, watch your health, guys. Watch the beams. Watch the beams. Or the blood geysers. Whatever. Oh, we missed one. Right in the center of the room.
It's because Shin was standing
Wipe
there.
it.
No, that was me. That was me. I slid over just enough to dodge, and apparently I was out.
Just wipe it quick, guys. Run into the blood pools. Just let's go quick. We're not going to do it with an ad. We're going to lose people, so let's just not waste time. Fuck, he came back up. Stop all heals. Stack up on top of him. And if you need a reboot, do so quickly while you'll have a minute and a half here. Do we have a res? Yes. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Do not release. If you did, get here quick.
Unless Nietzsche's offline.
Well, I may just have to boot him. I'm gonna. Nietzsche, you there? I'm just gonna boot him.
Yeah, he's still in Discord.
We don't have time, so if he gets back in, I'll reinvite him, but if not, gotta keep moving. I might have to boot Shen as well if he doesn't come back.
I think I'm loading in right now. I don't know though.
Let me know.
I don't know why. Like that was just a weird little fucking bug or some shit that I was going through.
Get ready to summon him because likely the res isn't gonna work since he was
here. You're offline now, so.
Oh, yeah, just fucking my entire game just crashed.
Well, it actually
just
said you
boot
went
me.
offline now. Alright. It should be balanced. Everything should be perfectly balanced. We don't need to summon anybody. We kicked him.
No, she was summoning Rev because he released.
It was
Oh,
5
okay.
seconds away though.
Yeah, because no one's
Alright, get in position, guys. Give Rev a second to eat, and we'll do the countdown. We have 2 fewer people, which will mean actually probably balance on DPS to be roughly the same.
Something
between
I'm
the two of
logging
them.
back. I don't know why I got this.
Where you have to pull.
No, just go
less.
ahead.
Oh shit, I'm back actually now. If you want to invite me?
I'm on loading screen right now, so.
Release and we'll summon you.
I don't know why there's 4 summoning portals.
To make sure we have adequate coverage.
Okay, we're good.
Eat up, here's the countdown. Wait, no, actually put Lesnichi in here. Hold up.
I actually put it in.
I mean, it says it's 24, so I'm not going to pull unless we
Then
either invite you
him.
or wait for
Right
you.
there.
I've already invited him.
I'm on a freaking loading screen when I'm supposed to be. I just need to summon, probably. Do you have a summon?
Yeah, we're doing
Working
it.
on it.
Coming.
Alright, eat up. This is the last go of the night. If we don't get this on this next go, guys, we definitely have this tomorrow. We've improved a shit ton here, and I feel pretty confident that we can get this. The strategy's pretty tight, and it's only getting better each attempt. So, let's do this. Here we go.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's too far away.
There's one in each worker.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this one melts.
Blowing cooldown.
is a little close to X, but that's fine. Just take a couple steps over. These groups don't have to be perfect. Just make sure you babysit your own debuff. If you get too many, take a few steps back. Rev, you're already getting a second debuff.
I'm loving it.
I prefer you not to get two so quickly, especially since you tend to drop in the second phase one.
Bloom.
Get this ad.
Alright, bum.
There should be one more ad coming up. I'm doing the best job spreading these around. There's a lot of people with 2 stacks and half the raid doesn't even have 1. Get this ad.
I need to get closer.
Get this ad quick. Oh, that's fun.
Ooh, that was
Get off that quick. Well, that gave Cyber immediately 6 stacks.
Open the middle.
We should have coverage at the moment. Yeah, we look good. Just make sure you're avoiding stuff, guys. Help out with heals where you can. You guys have those 3? Alright, good. Watch Rev. Yep, Rev is at 8 stacks and then just got a Mega Vector again. Rev, you're getting way too high stacks. So. Watch Lesnichi and Lesnichi drop.
You should be on the mark that your mark coincides too.
I was trying to get it.
Yeah, we have a circle on top of Purple Diamond right now.
Purple diamond.
We don't
It's
have
fine. There's one in each now. It's fine.
Is there? I don't see the one at circle.
Oh.
Novik.
There's a double.
I can't tell where the third is. Yeah, there's a double
There are
now.
2 at Purple Diamond. It
Can't
doesn't
cast
matter. It doesn't matter. We've already lost too many people. Yeah. Go ahead and wipe it up.
Oh, you saw that, Andy?
Alright, 2 things, guys. One, we're still having people
It
not
was
run
there,
the
so I
check
thought I'd
box when
fucking
they're
hit
coming
it.
back. I'm going to start calling people out by name starting tomorrow and asking them why they ran to the wrong mark. But we can't have that. Like, it could immediately fuck us up on the second transition or the first transition, and we wipe as a result of it. Take the time. There's no rush getting back to your spot. Getting back to the wrong spot, though, can be devastating. Second, some people are getting way too high stacks. Going into that first transition, the first phase 2, you should not have more than 2 stacks. If you have more than anything more than 2 stacks, you were very badly positioned. Ideally, you have 1 stack. You shouldn't be trying for a second stack. You should get 1 stack and move the fuck away so other people can get 1 stack. Everyone should have, like, ideally, it's tuned such that everyone can have 1 stack going into phase 2. And inevitably, a bunch of people are going to get stacks from getting hit by shit. It'll happen. And then the people who have the highest stacks actively avoid stacks, and the people with the lowest stacks have to find and get them. But we should not go into the second phase 1 with people at 8 stacks, 7 stacks, 10 stacks. Like, that's way too high. You should go into the first transition with a goal of 1, and you should exit with at most 3. Anything other than that, and you've mismanaged your dodging or positioning.
We done or we not?
Yeah, no, that's it for tonight. We did well. Here, this is definitely a tough one, and we had to coordinate quite a bit with the healing cooldowns and everything. And we have a strategy that definitely works. We'll just have to execute that tomorrow, and then we'll be fine. Make sure you're clear on Zekvaz. I'm super confident we'll get this, so make sure you are good on Zekvaz so that we can immediately jump into that. I think actually we'll have a little bit easier time on Zekvaz than I think this one. Just based upon our general strengths and weaknesses. Yeah.
Thank you, good night.
Thanks, guys. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Night.
Hey guys, tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. One last thing. If you weren't flasks for tonight, make sure you bring the flasks. Make sure you bring flasks, and if you can afford it, I ask that you bring the potions as well.
Can do a check.
Every little bit is going to help here. I mean, again, if we all had flasks and we all potioned, we could get the boss down to sub 60 before the first time he submerges, and then we can do this in 2 submerges instead of 3, which obviously is infinitely easier. Well, not infinitely, but quite a bit easier. So,
well, he would have been dead on that one. We got him down to 14%.
well, if we didn't lose 6 people dying. Flask and food at most is going to increase thing by about a couple percentage points, but only about like 4, 5 tops with the double potions, depending upon the length of the fight.
Good fortune to our friends.
Alright. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We're all done for tonight. So, yeah. Catch you later.